All right, Shalom, first and foremost. Call hello, Yahweh. Hey, man. All praises unto our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kakbadash.
That's right.
Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Lord's hopefully elect, scattered abroad, the four corners of the winds and the earth. Of course, the brothers are in happy, joyous spirits. We heard the good news. We heard the good news. And it's just everything in addition to what we found out about Kobe Bryant, which deserves obviously a hand clap. And like irregardless to whether or not Esau just disappeared Kobe as a distraction, it still don't change the fact that it is definitely an end time sign, right?
That's right, man. The Lord is going to kill all you niggas. That's the sign, man. Right. The Lord is about to get ready to open up a can of whoop ass on all you 2/3.
That's it.
Kobe Bryant was just a sign of that.
Right.
He was a sign of you niggas dying, man. And the word Kobe means house of God. The scriptures say that the judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, man. Kobe Bryant's death was something out of nowhere. Even if the police did it and the brother got something.
Yeah, so I want brothers to get Zephaniah 3 and 5 real quick, and then we can go to Peter's. But
exactly.
Yeah, man. As you can see by the title, right? The year 2020, right? The year of prophecy, and we ain't even out of January yet. And we've had the attack on Soleimani, the killing of that top general, all right, Iranian general, which almost got things popping. Of course, it increased tensions in that region. You had the 100 million man march that happened in Iraq against the presence of the United States in the Middle East, okay, particularly in that region. You have the coronavirus, which they're still calling an epidemic when realistically speaking, it's a pandemic when it's spread throughout the entire world, okay? There's been confirmed cases literally almost in every country, man. All right? In the United States, in Canada, in France, all right? I believe also even in Australia, okay? Not to mention the different Asian countries, all right? Over 40 million quarantined. All right, Kobe Bryant's supposed death. So things are happening very quickly, very fast, very aggressive. All right, and that's the times that we're living in. I constantly say that even if America had 2 more years, 3 more years, these would be the worst years you'll ever see. Why? Pursuing the Daniel's 12, Jeremiah 30 and 7. What do you think? We're gonna have one day of famine? We have one day of pestilence and the missiles are gonna come? No, the Lord gonna build this thing up. You're gonna know what time it is, man. The difference is the mercy is gonna be upon the Lord's elect, while everybody else is being put to death.
If I can say something,
Go ahead.
like Yahweh Bashem Yahushua mentioned to his elect, it said that the elect shall laugh at destruction and famine. We gonna be praising Yahweh Bashem Yahushua like we doing now.
Right.
Even if we gotta catch up, even if we gotta die, we know that the Most High God is. He gonna give us that power to take down Esau.
That's it.
He gonna give us the power to be joyful in these days. He gonna give us the power, to rebel through all things, man. Like the scriptures say, we are conquerors in all things. Who can separate us from the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man? Man, the Lord got Kobe Bryant, man. Kobe Bryant is dead, man.
Right.
Yeah, Kunk, we get Zephaniah 3 and 5.
Scriptures, man. Somebody get Zephaniah.
Yeah, I got it. Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doeth he bring his judgment to light.
Every morning!
And literally, bro, I woke up and brothers were like, Kobe's finished. Kobe was put to death. I'm like, huh? Put the phone down, let it marinate a second. Like, wait a minute. Kobe's dead?
Look, man, the next day, you still not going to believe it, man. The Most High took out Kobe Bryant in a fiery death, man.
Yeah.
A terrible death, man. Horrible. Horrific.
Yeah.
The brother sent us a video, the bot. That was terrible. Him and his daughter died.
Yeah.
And 9 other people, man.
9 other people supposed to die.
But he got all these riches, but he couldn't stop his death.
And they were like royalty too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what should put you in fear. Like we were talking earlier before we started the live stream. these celebrities, they have access to resources we don't, security, all of that, and yet they're subject to death like they're an average individual, they're an average person.
And it proves that there is no free will, man.
Yeah.
You think he wanted to go through that?
He was a young man too.
Yeah,
41.
Exactly. He
So
had no stress.
He had 20 more years, at least 20 more, 40, 50, 60, 30 more years left. You know?
He just retired too.
Con.
He had the praise and accolades and adoration of the world. And guess what? The Most High killed them horribly.
Yeah, right. Beat a rape case over.
4-7.
Con. That's it.
Damn.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, did we finish on that Zephaniah?
He got it, Peters.
Yeah, Con, finish it. We'll reread it and finish it off, and we'll get to the next precept.
This is Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof.
Yahweh is just. What the Lord did to Kobe Bryant was just, and you people want to say, God is good. The Most High did that. Amos 3, what 3 and what 7?
Yep.
Well,
Surely.
Psalms say that issues of death belong to you.
Exactly.
That's it
So
too.
not there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it. The Most High brought that plane down, or it's like not the plane, but the helicopter.
Chopper.
Okay.
The Lord kills and makes alive. He wounds
Exactly.
and he
Yeah, even if it was
go ahead.
no, go ahead, brother.
Even
you
if
got
it
it.
was a distraction,
That's it.
you know, like the brother got the video, the evidence. 2017, they predicted. Even they do that with all celebrities, man. That supposedly died. They'll predict their death.
Right.
Well, when it comes to like distractions,
Exactly.
that's actually true because you were following a story, and then another story pop up, and you totally forget about the story, like the Baltimore detective that was killed, 2017. I didn't know that for 6 days they quarantined and they blocked off the neighborhood, and anybody that came in and out of it, they had to show ID. I didn't know that part. I left it off at the part where the detective was killed, and then something else popped up, and I totally forgot what was going on. And then I'm just finding out this week that for 6 days they go in the neighborhood. If you will unlock your door, you go walk into that area where the cop got killed. For 6 days, you had to show your IDs, and if you didn't have an ID, they literally made a makeshift ID for you. And I believe that was illegal because Maryland is not a stop and identify state. And now they have a lawsuit against the chief and the city of Baltimore for that. So that goes to show you when you found one event, all right, something pop up, another event, and then you forget completely about or partially about the previous event. All right, yeah, go.
Yeah, and
that's witchcraft too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
witchcraft.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
an Esau blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
Kobe Bryant was just a sacrifice for the elites, to distract you from the coronavirus or whatever, and he's going to be news till like 2021 or even past that. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and 7. It says, "Hold thy peace at the presence of Yahweh, for the day of Yahweh is at hand. For the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice; he hath bid his guests, and it shall come to pass in that day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes." He was one of the princes, man. He was one of the top niggas on the planet.
Right.
The greatest of all time in the NBA.
Yeah.
The Lord killed his ass, man.
Yeah.
That was the least thing I expected on a Sunday.
God.
To hear about Kobe Bryant being dead.
Yeah, he's like the Michael Jackson of the NBA.
Exactly, man. Yeah. You when you look at NBA, the greatest of all time, you first think about Michael Jordan and who? Kobe.
Yeah.
Then LeBron. You know what I'm saying? This is a major sign, man.
Yeah.
A major sign.
He's very loved. He might not have had
Exactly.
the best record, but he was very loved. Like they'll try to compare Michael Jackson to like his Queen and other artists in the same like era or whatever. But Michael Jackson was very loved.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kobe Bryant was very loved, player. Even though he might not have had the best record, he was very loved.
Yeah, part of his stardom was from popularity, right? He was very popular. He was very well known. He was well known.
He had an Oscar.
Yeah.
Greatest of all time in NBA, etc. Man, the list goes on, and the Most High took him out, and he's a major sign to the 2/3, man. 2/3 about to receive their judgment, man, the horrific judgment from Heavenly Father, man.
Right.
He went out in the blaze of glory, man. The Black Mamba is dead, man.
Yeah. Gone.
He sure went out in a blaze of glory.
Yep.
To fucking do fire, man. Through an explosion,
Man, the Most High is beautiful, man.
Yeah, gone.
This precept.
I got one real quick. This is Job chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off?
So at the end of the day, the Lord did that, man. Yeah, you're not going to get a credit to Yahweh Shah, man.
Yeah, with all the success that Kobe had, he still wasn't righteous because the means in which he gained his level of fame. Sure, he was a talented individual. Nobody is arguing that. That's not in debate. But in order for his talent to have had any light shed on it, he had to make certain sacrifices. He had to sell his soul to Esau. And we're not ignorant of that. We know that he got that fame by going to the oppressor, right? That's a fact. And so, his covenant of death will not stand. All right? Period. He didn't escape the Lord's wrath either.
That's right.
Whether it was the Most High's doing or whether the Most High put it in these Edomites to sabotage the helicopter, it was still the judgment of the Heavenly Father. That's why it was able to be manifest in reality, because it was the judgment of the Heavenly Father. So, kind of go ahead.
2nd Ezra chapter 8 verse 50. For many great miseries. That was miserable. The brother showed us the video, man. That was. Imagine yourself in that, man.
Yeah, it collided with the hill and just was spiraling, like on impact of hitting, I guess it was a cliff, a hill, a mountain, whatever you want to call it. You already probably paralyzed, it's already mangled up. You probably half alive. And if that didn't do enough, you watching yourself spiral out of control.
He had his daughter
all the way down until inevitably that explosion at the bottom when it finally hit.
He was with his daughter, man.
Yeah,
Come
so
on, that was horrible.
He had to witness the terror in her eyes.
Exactly. The Most High is terrible.
Yeah.
I got another reason.
Can I finish this, Baruch Shah?
Y'all gonna get
let me finish this, Baruch Shah. So finishing off on this, it says, remember I pray thee, Job 4:7. Remember I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Because the Lord's going to preserve his elect. That's what this whole thing is about, man. Everybody else, and see, the righteous are going to scarcely be saved. That's the thing. So right now, it's apparently open house, open season on 2/3 of the nation of Israel. And really, that's going to set off a lot of other prophecies too, because nobody's going to escape the judgment of the Heavenly Father, especially here in Babylon, man. You people have a lot to pay for. Okay? This is just the beginnings of them sorrows.
Yeah.
It says, so even as I have seen, verse 8, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same.
Yeah.
So he yielded death because that's what he sowed.
Yep.
All right? All the wickedness he had to do in order for him to attain that level of fame and status, he was a wicked dude. He was an evil individual. So the Most High took him out as both judgment for his evil, but also a sign of the times.
Really, that was a mercy kill, man.
Yeah.
Because Jacob's trouble is going to be even
worse.
Worse.
Yeah.
Now he's perfect in the spirit.
Exactly, yep. Okay. Can I bring this up? This is Jeremiah chapter 16:3. For thus saith Yahweh concerning the sons and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begot them in this land, is referring to the 2/3, they shall die of grievous deaths.
And that was definitely a grievous death.
Oh my God.
You know, like I said, the plane or the helicopter, made impact with that cliff or hill. Okay.
This is Kobe Bryant we talking about that died in the helicopter.
And it literally, like you're watching
man.
the video, and even though it's a couple of seconds long, like you're waiting for it to finally make impact, like for it to just stop and it's over. Mm-hmm. But it spiraled out of control all the way down, and then all of a sudden this big plume of fire and smoke emits from the bottom of the fall. That's a terrible way to die. If he didn't die on impact, then he had to experience what it was like to drop all them thousands of feet, hundreds of feet, whatever it may have been, to finally make that final impact and fall. An explosion. Imagine he's still alive and his body's being consumed.
Yeah, if he was so righteous, why would the Lord do that?
Such a horrific death.
Why would the Lord do that? That's terrible.
Yeah.
And they're not going to give a credit to the Lord, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, people should be shooken up. Like, even though people were saying on Twitter, Jay was saying, why God, why? You know, at the end of the day.
I read why. We read why in Job 4. Okay? Because of his iniquity, he sowed wickedness. And those that sow wickedness reap the same, meaning that the penalty for the evil that he's sown throughout the earth. Because what did Kobe really do for Israelites?
Nothing.
Not a goddamn thing. He played right into the fucking ways. Excuse me. We trying to keep it PG over here. At least we get a strike. I tried catching myself.
God. This is 18 older. Disclaimer.
Hey, this is a celebration, man. This is celebration, man.
But nevertheless, he didn't do anything for our people.
Hell no.
He continued to lead our people astray because he knew what was going on behind closed doors, right? He knew, you know. And most of these celebrities know that we're the children of the Most High, man. We're the special people of the Lord. But they weren't promoting that, not because they were worried about their careers. They were worried about themselves. Okay, and that pact that they made with Esau, and the scriptures clearly tell you never to trust thine enemy. Because look it, man, where did it get you? And then you want our people to be upset because of it, man? The hell with that, man. He got exactly what he deserved.
I got
I'm gonna leave it
I got some presets.
All right,
What do you got?
He still got that Peters too.
He come with him.
what do you have on, man?
I got something really good.
I got two really. They're quick hits though. They're
You
quick.
can go in order so everybody can read.
Con, yeah.
This is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing.
Yeah.
God.
That's what I was gonna bring up.
Damn, man, it's lucky, man.
Yeah, actually, a brother in the comment board had wrote that up there too. So you know.
Damn, man. Read that again, man.
Correct.
Until the missile's gone.
Hebrews chapter 10 verse 31. It is a fearful thing.
Yeah, and our people don't know fear, man. Our people are
Yeah.
fucking wicked, man.
Con.
You know, man, the most
Well, when that happened to them, they'll know.
string niggas, man.
When they get fired on their ass, then they'll.
Yeah, he was literally
Well,
on fire.
you said
Literally.
last night at the camp, you said our people they respect death or
They
what-
respect
Yeah,
violence.
yeah.
Violence,
They
violence.
Respect violence.
So that's what it's gonna take for
Life.
them to finally to start to snap in gear. But for the majority of them, it's gonna
It's
be
going
too
too
late.
late.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be too late. The mercy's gonna be done and gone.
Oh my god.
Jacob Rebels, man.
Oh my god, bro.
Correct.
Slack.
Read that again.
This is Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the
This is a
hands
fearful
of the living
thing.
power.
You see what can happen to you?
Yeah.
You can be in a helicopter. You can fly in a helicopter for years.
Right. But we said that before the live stream started. How many times this nigga got in a private jet?
Exactly.
God.
His helicopter, private plane.
That was his main transportation.
Nonchalant, happy, smiling. Never expected
You
this.
know, regular niggas take cars and shit.
Right?
He taking goddamn jets, helicopters.
Right.
And guess what? The Most High broke that shit right down.
That's right.
I thought flight was supposed to be safer than mobiles.
Oh, I thought Uber they got an electric plane.
Oh yeah.
You know?
But they say when you specifically when you fly, it's safer than driving.
Right.
Guess not in this case.
Yeah, it goes to show you there's no free will.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. If he had free will, then he would have been able to prevent himself from dying.
Yeah, he would have been Magneto.
Yeah. Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
You know what?
So it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, and Most High got him.
That's the
And he
key.
got him in a very horrific way. Yeah. Like, pretty much, I mean, even though we're excited, I mean, I'm sure initially everybody's reaction was relatively the same. Like a shock, like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, is this a real
You know?
story?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Shit crazy.
You know, and it definitely added to our fear, you know? Because this guy, this is the type of individual that has access to resources we don't, you know? But the thing of it is our power is much greater, all right? See, we believe in something much higher and much greater than the resources that Esau can give you if you sell out, you know? We have faith in the truth, okay? We have belief in the Most High. That's whom we put our trust and our faith in to save us, you know? And for what reasons the Most High is going to preserve us? Because we put our faith in Him. That's why the Most High is going to preserve His elect.
I mean, you see,
Yeah, I got something that follows up really good with this. Just second
Yeah, you go to that though.
2 Corinthians 5:11
I got one too.
says, "Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men."
Yeah, break it
Terror.
down. Get into it, man.
When you look at the word terror, all right, from the Greek phobos.
Yeah, and this is what our people don't know. They don't know the fear of the Lord. They think the Lord is all good. They think he's a fucking white man. They think he's a excuse me for my language. They think he's a so-called white man.
Yeah, I gotta bring this out now.
They think he's soft. They don't understand the judgments of the Lord, which we read that the Lord brings judgments every day.
I gotta read this, man. This is the spirit. This is the spirit.
So let me just get the word terror real quick. So it says, knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. The word terror.
That's why we out there on the highways and byways, man.
Exactly.
We persuading the men of Israelites.
Yeah.
These people out here.
So, but this is such a great thing. But it just compels us more to do this work because we know that we can fall victim to it. Yeah.
We know we can die to helicopter.
Exactly.
You know?
So this just pushes us and gives us that drive and that spirit to do this that much more, you know, because of the terror of the Lord.
Yeah, you think that nigga prayed before he got on that
Hell
helicopter?
no.
Hell no.
We in the spirit of hope.
Yeah.
That's why we prayed before we leave the goddamn leave the house, man.
Yep.
Before we even step out that front door, man.
Huh.
We at the mercy of the Lord, and we understand that.
Yep. So the word fear, the word terror says fear, dread, terror, that which strikes terror.
And our people don't know that. They rather be fearless.
Yep.
They rather do what thou wilt.
It says to be afraid, exceedingly fear and terror. Just man, this is fucking terror,
Let me
man.
get this out, man. Let me get this in here. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 9,
Man, Kobe Bryant.
verse 16. Says Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executed.
You see that? And that, yo, man, you wanna know at the end of the day, a guy right here, that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua exists, man. That's what we're doing, man. We out here proclaiming Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man.
Right.
Whom we fear, whom you people don't, especially 2/3 of our nation, man, which they get ready to fear, man. They get ready to see that the so-called white man's the damn devil, which we've been telling them for years, man.
Right.
You know, starting out with the apostles, man. We've been telling you, man. We've been prophesying every damn day, man. We got videos. I'm pretty sure he knew he was an Israelite.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
You know, he probably was talking shit about brothers.
We've seen even lower level celebrities come out and talk about how they know that they're Israelites.
Dude, Cheney or whatever.
Yeah. He crazy as hell.
Yeah, he is a nutcase.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon.
And all you entertainers, all you
Nick
entertainers.
Cannon's really.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish. Even Tiffany Haddish.
Yep.
Recently on the Breakfast Club.
Yep, exactly.
So our people know almost on all levels
He saw it though.
that that's probably how they find out.
Yeah, he's all telling me.
You know, I remember an interview with T.I. Okay, and he told a so-called Jew on one of them, what was that, Hot 97? I forget exactly.
I know what you're talking about, though.
You know the interview I'm talking about? He told the so-called Jew, he was talking, he goes, yeah.
Rosenberg.
Yeah,
And he goes, well, you know what, you just Jew-ish. He basically
That
called him out.
That was a long time
Yeah, he
ago.
basically called him out and said, you're not really a Jew, man.
And that was a dangerous thing to say.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was.
That was some
T.I. said that shit, right? So,
T.I.'s a piece of shit.
exactly.
And a snitch.
Exactly.
And, you know, he should be in jail right now.
He's proud as fuck, too.
Exactly.
T.I. is a proud ass nigga, too.
Exactly.
So-called
Yeah. But so we know that our people know that they're Jake. Through one way or another, this truth has gone out.
Exactly.
So they know. So if you don't do anything with that, the Most High is going to hold you liable. Wait a minute. So you knew you were Israelite, but you didn't spread that information to my people?
Yep.
So you have to pay because you continue to lead our people astray. Our people still want to be fucking rap artists, hip hop artists, celebrities.
NBA
Yeah,
stars.
chasing that dollar bill. All right, they're not chasing the kingdom of heaven. That's why 2/3 of them are gonna have to be
first the
put to death.
kingdom of heaven.
Right. So I'm gonna finish this now. This primarily goes into the Edomites and the heathen nation, but you can appropriately apply this to this situation. I'm just gonna read down. If a brother wants to chime in and say something on it, they can. I'm just gonna read straight down. Psalm 9:16. Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God, including Israel. They forget the Lord.
That's right, man.
They forget
it's
the
all
Lord.
about 2/3, man.
Particularly Israel.
They're included in there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Exactly.
That's
That's
why
why
it say like in the Psalms it says the Most High looked down from heaven to see did any do good.
Right.
The scripture says no, that there's not, that no one doeth good, no, not one.
Right.
That's talking about all men, right? Not just the heathen.
Come.
Yeah, that's why.
Jacob behaved as a heathen.
That's it.
That's why I said
exactly.
that judgment must begin at the house of Israel, because our people are gone, man.
Right.
They are going astray, man. You know, they living like heathens. They worse than the heathens, man. So once the Most High judge Israel, that's when, oh shit, that's why all the people are like, damn, what the hell? But then the heathen are going to be judged as well.
Right.
You know, with the elect of Israel, the prophets, they're going to be delivered.
Con. Just sticking to the point, I'm going to jump 18 down to 19. It says, arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight.
Yeah.
Put them in fear, O Yahweh, that the nations may know themselves to be but men.
Yeah.
That was a badass scripture, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant was just a man.
Man.
He was just a nigga.
Ashes.
Yeah, literally. Literally.
Well, that's why I learned. So why is Earth
So,
and
yeah.
Ashes proud?
That's...
I'm gonna read this again real quick. Psalm 9:20. Put them in fear, O Yahweh, that the nations may know themselves to be but men.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 11. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled. Woo!
Proud.
And the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down. All you proud motherfuckers, man, you about to lose everything.
Yeah.
Do you not know that? And the most proudest country is what? America, the Americans, man.
Yeah.
You 2/3 of you fucking niggas, man. The Lord wouldn't have killed a prominent Edomite because
Right.
nobody wouldn't have gained attention.
This is beautiful. Before this, Kobe was known for his talent. Now he's just known for his death.
Yeah.
Talk about humility.
It goddamn.
That's what he turned his reputation into.
What's the famous Edomite?
Stephen Hawkins.
He's already dead.
He's
Yeah.
like his living death. Or he's part of the death.
I had to say
Okay,
that.
Bill Gates.
Living death.
Yeah, if Bill Gates died, nobody wouldn't even spread around the world, man. But
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant died, everybody know.
Everybody.
It's all about Jake, man.
Global. That's global
Stars.
news.
You know, Jake is the
Or the,
real star of the planet, man.
Yeah.
Okay? That's why judgment must begin at the house of Israel. That's when people gonna wake up, man.
Right. And the messed up thing about that is even though our people, they have Esau as their godhead, in actuality,
Exactly.
all the nations
Yeah.
fashion themselves after the ways of Jake.
Right.
So it's just the reality of the matter.
Even though he's a Hamite, what if Obama died, man? you know?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
They have a parade and shit.
He's charismatic.
If I can say something real, I want to segue too off the topic, but first and foremost, shalom to all the Akim that's on the comment board.
Hey, shalom.
Yeah, And from and this is from breaking news from Hawashai Zion. He just sent this up. So a rocket strikes dining facility at U.S. embassy compound in Baghdad 30 minutes ago.
They actually striked it?
Hey, man, look, man, the Lord is working, man.
At least one rocket hit a dining facility Sunday on the compound of the
Give it up
U.S.
to the Most High,
embassy.
man. It's 2020. Year of prophecy, man. 2020 year of prophecy.
Esau's being brought low, man. The stars are being. And remember, the reason why our people are in this condition, the reason why we have people like LeBron James, people like Kobe Bryant, you know, people like Floyd Mayweather, right? Yeah, Meek Mills, you know, that famous actor Drake, right? The reason why we have that is because Esau sets them up because he think, you know, that's the only way Jake can make it in this society.
Yeah.
He can't make it reading these scriptures. He's got to be chucking and jiving for the so-called white man. And one of my favorite movies, and you know, what was that? Blood and Bone.
Blood and bone.
Yeah, where he basically the Edomite tells him like, look, he goes, you're mere pleasure. He goes, every day you fight for us. You know?
He said you're nothing but entertainment.
Yeah, nothing but entertainment, yeah. So look, Esau's being brought low, and these niggas that are you know being first in his kingdom. And
That's the only thing they'll ever equate to in this white supremacist dominated society is just entertainment. When Jake is capable and has the potential of being so much more, when they're God's people, but they don't see that potential because they let the pride of life and riches and the dainties of
That's what I wanted to bring up. Go ahead.
Slakia, the dainties of this evil, wicked man to beguile them, to trick them, to deceive them into being nothing but fucking clowns for the white man, being clowns for the Edomites.
Exactly. Yep. Court justice, man.
Court gestures, right? But you know, we are. Yeah, exactly. But we're living in a time now where the Lord is setting everything all right. The Most High is correcting this, man. He's correcting, you know, everything from because the Lord said He was going to set them in order before His eyes. We were talking about this before we started the live stream also, that this devil Trump called us the perennial prophets of doom. Okay, now why there's an emphasis on perennial is because that word itself means literally appearing year after year or enduring.
You talking about GMS?
Yeah, it literally means to appear yearly or seasonally. Didn't the Lord say to be in season, out of season? That only applies to Great Millstone.
You mean
because you got so many niggas. Hold on, you got so many niggas. Yeah, so many niggas talking about. Oh, why would you go out in the wintertime? Why are you going to go out this time or that time? Because the Lord told us to be instant in season and out of season, and it just so happens that this dude Trump talks about the perennial prophets of doom.
The white man tells us about how it's Moses.
Which again, the word perennial means to be enduring, appearing year after year. All right.
Give them no rest.
Yeah. To be seasonal, okay, seasonal.
Yeah, ever comes back.
That's bad, man.
Ever coming back.
Like a perennial plant.
So who is he talking about? The Christian church sure as hell don't fit that fucking description. Excuse me, man. I'm sorry, man.
That was a doom.
Salaki.
The
Christian. None of these other individuals out there that claim to be in the Bible fit that description. So that's a huge sign, man, because they basically openly recognizing us.
That's right.
They
gonna have to.
These other people don't realize what he did, but we know he knows what he did by saying that.
Yeah, these brothers are leaving bombs on the comment board.
Let me bring this up. So verse 11, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and Yahweh alone shall be exalted in that day. That's what it's all about.
That's it.
For the day of the Lord is of hosts shall be upon everyone that's proud.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's what goes before.
That nigga was lofty.
Yeah, that's what goes before destruction.
That was the loftiest nigga on the planet, man. We'll see all you niggas, man. Get it, man. Yo, man. Oh my God. All you comfortable ass niggas. Give me Zephaniah. Yo, give me Zephaniah about they settle on their leaves. You fucking niggas think you gonna prosper in America forever, man? The Most High want to destroy you niggas, man. The Most High got something else waiting for you, man. Which is death. Like Kobe Bryant, you got to put death, by the way. If you didn't know, Kobe Bryant is dead. And it says, and upon everyone that is lifted up, who the Esau, you fucking nigga. It's all about, I don't care about Esau, man. You niggas get on my fucking nerves, man. I don't give a shit about Elon. I hate Elon with a passion, but it's you niggas, man. I can't stand you motherfuckers, man. I'm pretty sure all y'all got shook up. Are you in the entertainment world like Kobe Bryant? Yeah. Like Kobe, what the fuck? You know, he woke like the brothers. He woke up like Kobe Bryant. What the fuck is going on? I still don't believe this shit, man. I'm gonna wake up and still not believe it. Right. But Kobe Bryant destroy his ass, man. With his daughter. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and like,
come on, man.
Yep. And Kobe Bryant and death in the same sentence had me asking, like, who the hell's Kobe Bryant? Like, are we talking about the same Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant and dead don't go together, man. Right.
And that was the initial reaction. You know, the shock of it. That's you know, has your mind questioning, like asking, like, what?
Yep. Yeah, it's not like
I ain't trying to be funny. It's just like that initial shock. It's like, whoa.
It's not like he died of like an illness or there was like a pending like problem or he was of old age. It's like of old age.
We were talking off camera. He wasn't. It wasn't age related.
Yeah. It was a fearful sight, man. It was a damn helicopter getting destroyed out the sky.
And it's like Kobe, like they at least killed Kobe Bryant for what? Like what the fuck? You know, and like he was in the rapper world or some shit.
Speaking
of rap game.
Rap game.
Zephaniah 1 and 12.
Yeah. Please get that.
Like that.
This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search
This is the time that we living in.
Right.
Jerusalem are the Israelites, man. With candles, we doing that with the scriptures, man.
Right.
We warning you people, our people, which they don't, 2/3 not going to receive it. Only the elect going to receive his word. But
that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the
and
men.
eventually the Most High want to punish, man, the Israelites. Okay, starting with the men.
The men that are settled on their lees.
Who was Kobe Bryant was settled on his knees, man.
Right.
He did not expect to wake up dead.
Nope.
He in the spirit world like, damn, man. He praising the Most High now. He woke. He know he's Israelite.
Yeah.
His daughter know she's an Israelite, man. He got his daughter too, man. That was a terrible death, man.
God.
You know,
Nine people supposedly in total.
the mercy. That was a mercy kill, man. The Lord have mercy on Kobe Bryant, cause like the brother mentioned, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
You know, the worst is yet to come, man.
Yeah.
Keep going.
That say in their heart, the Lord will not do good.
Bro, what the? Come on, read that again.
That say in their
And
heart.
they don't think that the Most High did this, man. And the whole talk in Israel now is that the Lord, like with Ari Spears, that wicked ass fucking nigga, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me for our language. That dude's a coon any damn way. He's a homosexual, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking Khazarian, you know.
You know?
He's all in league with the
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you man,
Ashkenazi Khazar.
He's just a foul 2/3, man.
Kind, man. You know, he represents all our people, man.
Just
Our
a
people don't
bumbling
believe in
idiot.
the Most High, man.
Ghetto.
But you gonna know now.
5X t-shirt wearing.
5X's.
Yeah, 2020 still got
Yeah,
like
5X t-shirts. You know what I mean?
Because he got
was
that
like
gut,
early
man.
2000s, 90s.
He talks about why we should question
we don't
God.
wear 5X t-shirts.
Nigga, you gotta question why the fuck you can't lose no weight. What the fuck is going on with your guy? What the hell you eating?
He's still smoking cigarettes. We supposed to listen to this nigga.
Yeah.
He's
For
smoking
real.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
Stomach undergirders.
Come on, man. Stomach
So
undergirders.
he's so intelligent. He's so
Get
smart.
the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
These fucking niggas,
Well, he
man.
the one that said that wearing a dress is comedic gold.
Yeah, exactly. That's
He
how he
said
got
it's
on Mad
comedic, he said it's
TV.
comedic gold to wear a dress.
That's how he got on Mad TV.
And that's not even it's not even true.
Yeah, it
It's
really
not even,
is.
It's not a correct statement to make because
It's-
gold is something you would do it all the time.
Right.
You don't do that all the time in comedy. So he was just trying to make the sodomites feel comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And more,
That was not a
and
fact
most Jakes,
at all.
have been approached to having to put on a dress always question why. The first initial reaction was, "Wow, that's genius."
Yeah, Chappelle.
Wow, absolutely. That's gonna be the start of my career. Putting on a dress, that's something that I want to do.
Gold.
No, they question, well, why is that? Everything's already good. It's already funny. Why the hell I need to be in a dress to do
It's
it?
emasculating. That's
Yeah.
why. He's also.
So that was a lie. This guy is a.
Yeah. And then follow with all the greats have done it. Why all the greats have done it? Because you fucking put that on.
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
You
that's
made
not
it.
even true anyway.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
lie.
Yeah, it is a lie.
You know, all the sellouts have done it.
Yeah.
That say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil.
That's 2/3 of our people, man. They don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
Yeah, I got
They don't fear
got a preset for that.
Yahweh
too,
Shem
as well.
Yahushua. Keep going.
There-
Therefore, what?
Therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build.
Yeah, their house is desolate. What does he leave behind? A wife?
Exactly. Who gonna be fucking other niggas? I mean,
Right.
having sex with other people.
His house is desolate.
Yep.
They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them.
Ooh.
They shall
He
plant.
can't come back to his house.
No mansion.
His mansion.
Right. All them riches he done stored up or thought he did.
Bentleys.
And Kobe Bryant is just the first, man. Are you 2/3, man?
First of many.
He gonna get Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, hey.
Jaden.
Oh my God, Jalen Smith,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
Chris Tucker,
Yeah.
Drake. Oh, Drake.
Yeah, Drake need to go.
Kanye.
Come on, man. Kanye.
Yeah.
You know?
His
They almost got
God.
Odom. They almost got him.
Lamar Odom.
Oh yeah, Lamar Odom.
They almost got him.
All of them.
Yeah.
And you think like you
He
had a lot of
escaped though,
NBA
but-
players that die or put to death.
Yeah.
Overdose of Viagra
But
or
Kobe
something.
Bryant is
Yeah.
he at
Shit.
the top
Right.
of the food chain.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
Come on, man.
you have like rap artists that like Nipsey Hussle, like you know, like look at the shit that they be singing about, and then the shit that they grew up in, right? So it's like it's really not no shock. But then someone like Kobe, you know,
Like you see, he's the Michael Jackson in
Yeah.
the NBA. He like goddamn Tupac, man.
yeah.
Tupac and Biggie. That's like Tupac and Biggie just died again.
Right.
You know?
I got a precept there when y'all ready.
Oh, he got more on that, man. He got more on that. Hold up.
They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof.
He can't go back to his riches.
Yeah.
Everybody else
Yeah.
gonna make money off of him now.
That's it. Which was
You
the
know?
plan all along.
Exactly.
Autobiographies.
You wanna show that? That prediction?
Oh, we live
You wanna
streaming
see
on
it?
it.
Oh shit.
Now,
All right, go ahead.
The great day of the Lord is
The
near.
great day of the Lord, which is Jacob's trouble, man. You know, he died before Jacob's trouble, man. Again, the Lord had mercy on him, man. You know?
It is near and hasteth greatly.
It is near, it's already here. It's not near, it's here. You know, and it hastens greatly, like the brothers going into the prophecies, the coronavirus, all this shit is happening, man.
Yeah.
You know what you mentioned earlier? About something else?
So you had Soleimani that was assassinated.
You
That
said the brother sent the link.
Oh, about the U.S. embassy. That,
yeah. Rockets
A rocket
were
strike.
fired on a U.S.
embassy in what bag?
Oh yeah,
in Baghdad.
And when the Iranians did that strike, it said it's just been reported that the U.S. Army, the people that was over there, they got like brain damage from that.
Oh.
You know, so Trump can be like, oh, we gotta strike
retaliate.
back. Kind of retaliate. So man, it's over, man. Call hello, how about This is beautiful, man. Like the Lord is doing he's doing work, man.
Yep.
You know, we got to do the same, man. The Lord is showing His judgment.
Yeah.
Moving.
Again.
Moving.
Hey, man.
Speedily, man.
God, my heart. Yep.
And then with all this that's going on, your beloved president Donald Trump is being impeached as we speak. You know.
Exactly.
Which they're gonna use that. They're
Yeah.
gonna use that. I mean, that's also a distraction. But they're gonna
Exactly.
use that as a means to be able to pass certain laws. You know,
It's all part of it. It's all part of it. It's
Exactly.
all part of it. No, its entirety. You know.
Right.
It's beautiful.
even Donald Trump, when he first got elected, he said, "Look, this is the calm before the storm." The reporters are like, "What storm?" He goes, "Oh, you'll see."
Yep.
Yeah, they all know, man. Yep.
I got precept.
He got more. It's a lot.
Even the voice of the dead.
It's the prophets, man. We speaking on it now.
Okay.
You got brothers, they probably doing live streams right now.
Absolutely.
You know, these brothers out in the highways and byways constantly.
Yeah.
You know, doing what Trump said to do.
Yeah.
Being perennial
It's
prophets
of doom.
Yeah.
of doom, baby.
Limitation more than a woe.
You know, like these other guys out there, you know, that's not instant in season, out of season. Okay, starting off with the apostles, they doing they job, man.
But this is the gospel for the elect.
Exactly.
This is the good news for the Lord's beloved.
we excited.
Yeah.
We the only ones that should be happy, man.
Bro.
Because you people going to down, man, horribly, man.
Yeah. The Lord said that the fashion of this world has to pass away.
Yep.
Exactly.
We want the kingdom
We
of
the next
righteousness.
fashion, man. We
Yeah.
the righteous fashion.
Yeah,
God
exactly. That's it.
I know.
It's a lot in there, man.
Even the voice.
I'm not even gonna say nothing. Yeah, y'all want to take a watch.
Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of
Yeah,
wrath.
LeBron James was crying his ass off, man. When Kobe died, everybody crying right now, man. Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
I'm about to set a tear, man.
Wait a minute.
You know?
Well, you
gotta
said
charge
you
that
rock-
up. You gotta charge that up.
You even mentioned about Donald Trump saying something on this.
Yeah, it's Donald Trump. He sent a tweet out and said that Kobe was a great. I got a precept on that. He was a great entertainer. You know, I got a precept on that. Let me get that real quick.
The audio's still going with the video part.
This is gonna be like super quick though.
I hit the okay button. No. The audio's still going, but the video's going.
No, it's good. No,
Is
it's
that
low
20%?
battery. No, it's low battery. I'm gonna put
You gotta turn this shit up. It's still going?
Yeah, it's still. Well, they can hear us. Y'all brothers can still hear us, right? Let us know on the comment board. We're gonna. Yeah, we're gonna.
Well, you gotta hurry up, bud. Come on.
We can read it if
Done.
they can hear us.
Now, Trump said that
Yeah, they can hear
Kobe
it.
Bryant was great, right? He said he was great, right? This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 6. It says, both great and small shall die in his land, man.
What?
Ain't no escaping, man. If you're Kobe Bryant in this world or Tyrone Biggums in this world, man.
All right,
You
should be
gonna
back.
die, man. You won't receive your judgment.
Aki,
Yeah,
let us know if
great
that
musician.
everything is back.
Exactly.
Baba
Yeah.
Kasha.
Co-recording artist,
Yes.
you know.
If
Yes.
you were
Comment board
two-thirds
if you
of the
can.
nation of Israel, you want to die horribly,
All right,
man.
thank
You
Dwada.
got Dame Dash,
Dwada.
you got Jay-Z.
Damon
Davies,
Wayans.
yes, yeah.
Yo, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy gonna get it. You transsexual.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
He making a comeback.
Yeah. The Most High, he gonna come back on his ass.
The great day of the Lord.
Yeah, even Martin Lawrence back on the scene all of a sudden.
All that,
Yeah. Doing all these interviews and stuff like
You
that.
niggas are gonna die horribly.
He's
He's
recently had
doing good apparently.
Yep.
Yeah,
he recently
yeah.
did his Netflix special too. Martin Lawrence, I think his special was on like the 2018 or something like that, or 2018. It was a couple years ago, but he did a special before Bad Boys 3 came out because he said that they're talking about doing a Bad Boys 3 in his special.
Yeah, man. All you niggas that, like I said, that settle on their leads, that's comfortable in Esau society. Yet the Lord said that this society would destroy you with pursuing destruction. Like Antonio Brown, he's getting his judgment right now, man. That nigga about to lose everything. They show you, you know, if you want to be high, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby,
Yep.
those that sell out, what's the recompense? Kobe Bryant.
But that's Tekashi 9.
Yeah,
Oh,
that wicked ass
Yeah.
dude.
That fucking metrosexual.
Obama, Jeff
Yeah.
Hardy looking up.
Yeah.
That day is a day of wrath.
Start over.
Okay. The great day of the Lord is near.
Is here.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, man. There's no denying at this point that when Yahweh Shai said that these were all things to look forward before he returns, it's happening. But it's happening on a great magnified level globally, and particularly here in Great Babylon. There's just no denying it. We are definitely in the times that Yahweh Shai spoke of.
Bro, this script is bad. It's coming.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to tell you, a lot of bombs on there, man. They're bombing.
And the Lord said, you know, that the end is not by and by. That's how you know, like, for as great as Kobe's death is, and for as great as the coronavirus might be, and all these other different things that are going on,
the war that's
the end is not by and by. We're going to continue to see evils multiplying on earth, man. It's going to literally be societies just breaking down altogether, man, from a financial collapse, economically, politically, socially.
Yep.
Things are going to break down, man. I know brothers still recall and remember the Hunger Games. Remember how everything was broken down into factions and stuff like that? And, you know, they were rationing provisions, and you know, you were only able to get so much provision at a time, and if you wanted more, you had to make a sacrifice. You had to give something up to get more sustenance in order to continue to live. And we're coming into those times where there's going to be a global economic reset. You know, just you see these things just multiplying and magnifying into these greater and bigger prophecies that the scriptures speak of, man. And we're in that time. There's no denying it. On any level, you cannot deny it at this point.
Yeah, everybody waking up, even the heathen.
Yeah.
You know, doing videos on us, you know.
Right.
Confirming what we've been saying is true.
Right.
You the rest is unhigh.
The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice.
Yeah, it is near. That repetition. Man, we've been telling you people for years. Starting off with the apostles. Man.
Yeah.
You know, so the blood is
several decades. We've been
Exactly.
doing it for just about 10 years, maybe 10 years. That's a decade.
Exactly.
You know?
You know?
So they've been doing it for much, much, much longer than we have.
30 plus years, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And now we've seen all these things come to pass that we've been talking about for the last 10 years and what they've been saying for the last 30.
Yep.
That's, man,
It's
that's
a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
And we got the mercy. We wasn't out there when we was out there. They was out
That's
there
true.
laboring when it wasn't popular.
Yeah, some of us were still in diapers.
Yeah.
As they say, that's true. Some of us were
Exactly.
still in diapers.
You know? It's like I know.
We ain't reading nothing down here yet.
All right, well, we got to get it around the table. Let's go.
Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there
You know that
bitterly.
one I do.
That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress.
You gotta read that with like drama and
Yeah.
power, man.
Read it with bigger.
You know, with life.
Yeah.
That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
You got to envision it too while you're reading
Exactly,
it.
man.
That's hard, man.
The day of the trumpet and the
The
Lord.
day of the trumpet. Who the trumpet of the Lord? The prophets, man. Go ahead.
Against the fenced cities.
Against America. Jeremiah 28 and 8.
and against the high towers. And I'll bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men. Because
like brother did the video of the gross darkness.
Yeah.
You know? Woo, keep going.
Because they have sinned
Why,
against
why?
the Lord.
Why, brother?
Because they have sinned
Because they have
against the Lord.
sinned, transgressed against the Lord. Man, you people want to get your judgment, man. Just wait, man. You people walking around lackadaisical with your head up in the sky. You know, but wait, man, the Lord got you, man.
That's right.
He got you covered. You know, the Lord is going to just utterly destroy you, man.
God.
He's going to take you out of your comfort zone, man. He's going to shake things up.
Yeah, well, most of these people don't realize that the Lord got a target on every single one of your backs.
Exactly, man. Yeah, Kobe, he had a fiery target.
Yeah.
He got a fiery dart.
You know how you know? Because the Most High put him in a position where not only did he sell his soul, he was going to have to pay for it too. I mean,
That's how he had to pay for
yeah.
it. All you wicked ass of our woman, man, you Nicki Minaj's, man. You know, you little Kims of our nation, man.
Yeah.
You got even a worse
What's that bitch's name? Megan Stallion?
Megan Stallion?
Yeah, you
what's
dirty,
that?
nasty
The Irish,
horse, man.
the Irish,
Iggy Azalea?
Iggy Azalea.
That's the Australian shit.
You know, y'all gonna get it, man.
Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany, y'all, our nation is about to get it, man.
Yeah.
Man, the Most High is about to tear y'all up, man.
Yeah, the biggest ones that are going to be impacted by the breakdown of society is going to be women.
And Tiffany Haddish is the one that's like Tiffany Haddish is the one that's all upset that fucking her daddy Esau ain't paying her, right? Like the whole Netflix scandal, wasn't that Tiffany Haddish?
that was Monique.
Well, Monique, yeah, that bitch, but that
Yeah, Showtime.
that person.
oh, it's like it's like that person. Okay, but that mindset, right? So that they're all in this Babylon juice, right? Drinking it up, and they're getting mad and they're not getting the royalties and all that. But guess what these royalties are getting you? Death.
You should be looking for the kingdom.
Exactly.
I mean, people don't see the benefit of it.
They're looking at the corruptible crown. They're looking after the corruptible crown, where we're looking for the incorruptible.
Oh my God.
I got
Damn.
I got a precept too. We already.
I'm not about to read the precept either.
Yeah, we gotta get into this side. man.
Alright. Well, after
we gotta pass the ball.
we're gonna do
Hey, no pun intended, but we gotta pass the ball.
The last one. The last
Alright,
one.
we're gonna do it under.
I definitely got a good precept.
I'm gonna do it as a closer.
Let it keep going.
You reading the whole book?
Because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust,
Goddamn.
and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them.
Yeah.
Wait, Kobe, come on, man. What did he do with his money? Did he go on Cash App?
hold on.
Did he go on Cash App? Did he use Cash App while the plane was going, or the helicopter was going down?
How much is Kobe worth?
Come on, man.
You want that stat?
Yep.
Yeah, how much is he worth?
Did he use Cash App? Let me
Yep.
get out of this situation.
Did those championships save him?
Five,
His
he got 5 rings.
His
five rings.
Was he able to call upon
5 times.
his,
Five times.
Was he able to call upon his rings like, please, championship rings I've devoted my whole life to, save me?
Right.
Love.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gave congrats to Tom Brady. LeBron James passed his ass.
Yeah.
He gave the torch to LeBron. And the next day he gone. Poof.
He gone.
Literally poof.
He gone.
Yeah, he
You said
estimated.
what?
I got that stat.
Yeah. Did LeBron save his ass? Did LeBron just do an alley-oop and save the helicopter from crashing?
He like,
You know? Where's the free will?
Yep.
Where's the humanity?
You got the stat?
Alright.
I'll bring it up real quick. And then.
all right. So it says that Kobe Bryant's worth is a net worth estimated at $600 million.
God damn, 600.
Imagine if
Nah,
Floyd died, man. Come
I
on.
mean, that really ain't shit when
I thought he was gonna say 100 million.
Yes.
that's 600
I
million.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it
I didn't
says
know that.
from
Hold on.
various wealth streams, including former salary as a player, and from a multitude of endorsement deals.
Now.
They cut him off from
In the
all
nigga world, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For Jake's man, 600 million. That's life,
God.
and it's gone,
Yep.
or it's given to his
life.
or to his woman.
Yeah,
but
his
but
wife.
it's gone. It's gone.
So
What the fuck
it's
she gonna do
suicide.
with it?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a curse, man.
Yeah.
That's a fucking curse, man. You know, like the scriptures say, if the man gain the whole world,
What
he
he
loses his
loses
whole soul.
Yep.
Yep.
What does he profit?
God.
Yeah, as much Kuna as Kevin Hart's doing, he's only worth 200 million. You know, so
Again, Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
is
Well,
a
keep it
major
in
Negro, man.
perspective. That he making that as a comedian.
Yeah. Yeah.
He making it as a comedian. There's levels to this.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, I see
That's still impressive. I mean, millions ain't shit, bro. In the grand scheme of things, you gotta be realistic. Like the top star said, millions ain't shit. All right, when the grand scheme of things, but we are still highlighting the fact that we gonna do it now. It's gone. You labored for all these hundreds of millions of dollars, and you're dead now.
It's vexation, it's vanity, vexation of spirit.
Yep.
And your family ain't gonna. His woman, first of all, she's probably a major demon anyway. What's she gonna do with it? She ain't gonna do nothing profitable with it. She ain't gonna do nothing righteous with his wealth.
She gonna blow it.
And Esau might even try to slack it. Esau even might try to fight to intervene and try to take some of that wealth back.
Yeah, his mother might sell his memorabilia again. You know, Kobe might sell more than LeBron James and Michael Jordan now.
Yeah, there ain't a sure thing in this kingdom, man. That's a damn sure. Any wealth you've accumulated, your life in of itself is always questionable. It hangs in the balance. That's why we're trying to seek for greater, more, what's the
sustainable
Exactly,
living.
yeah. That's it. We're seeking for something that's going to be
for eternity, man.
That's it, man. The water finished all my sentences.
Yeah, he just got this is just the last verse.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
The Lord ain't playing, man. The Lord ain't. He never was playing, but hey, the Lord is done turn it up a notch, man.
Yeah.
What's the title of the video? What?
The title of the video.
What's the title?
Is Year of Prophecy 2020. We're not even out of January.
It ain't in February yet, man. Kobe Bryant already did. Coronavirus already spread.
Yep,
right.
Already said it's maybe 100,000 of them.
It's already, it's
right.
It's
That's the thing. Like, there's
already
over like 1,400 confirmed cases worldwide, but yet they still refusing to call it a pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Anymore.
But it has spread across the world right now. Okay, they're playing it, and then we've seen. Of course, there are conflicting reports, so we're not trying to. We're keeping an open eye, okay, on this. Watching it closely. But it is important that we note that even with certain conflicting reports, that there have been mold by Chinese nurses that have come out and said, look, this is a lot worse than what's being reported right now. A lot worse. We gotta take that into consideration. We gotta take that into account. Okay? And like the apostles been bringing out, Esau ain't gonna let any situation go without using it, So if he can take advantage in this situation, he's going to, in other words. Okay? So we see that, we see they're setting up for something. We just got to keep our eyes close on all these things that are going on, man. Because they are written about in the scriptures. Pestilence is written about in the scriptures. Evil, death, famine, sword, pestilence, plague. All written about in the scriptures. Rumors of war written about in the scriptures. Okay? The fallout of these nations written about in the scriptures.
Right.
So what old brothers got?
Is more of that?
No.
All right.
Come.
I got
You want to bring it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure?
You coming in line.
Okay.
And get into it too.
All right, this is Psalms 28.
Your brothers a chance to
Psalms 28 and 3. This is just to bring context, right? I'm gonna bring context into it, but the point is at 4 and 5. Psalms 28 and 3 says, "Draw me not away with the wicked, and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts."
Right.
Yeah, who the neighbors? The other nations, man.
Yep. They speak peace. They speak peace to them, right? All peacefully, but really mischief is in their heart, man.
Yep. When Jay come up, what about Esau?
Mm-hmm.
But they're not about themselves or their own nation.
Yep.
And when you go into the scriptures, it's all about Israel being saved.
Yep.
Why do the other nations got to be saved? Why do they need to save when they wasn't under the law?
Yep.
When they not under the curses, man. What do they need to be saved from? But they not being oppressed. They being oppressed by their own people in Esau. But primarily, Jake is destroyed, man. From Judah on down.
Yeah, A comment on that, Jake is literally the only nation that has to compromise themselves.
We don't have anything.
In order to attain the levels of success that you see. These other nations, they don't have a law. They can be lawless and still be successful.
Yeah, that's why the coronavirus happened.
You know, they could be abominable and wicked.
Yeah.
And that's justified. Jake is the only one that has to basically omit the fact that they're Israelites. They have a power, they have a God, and everything else in order for them to have any level of success in this current wicked society that we live in. While everybody else is able to aspire these things and be demonic because they have no standard, they have no law.
That's boring. It's like
That's it. No, but that's it. Go ahead.
No, it's just gonna push what you're saying. So, verse 4.
I'm jumping the gun.
A little bit, not really. It's verse 4. It says, "Give them according to their deeds, and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert." Yo, what does Kobe have right now? He got nothing, man.
Y'all got burned a bit.
The burning pitch.
Yep. Verse 5. "Because they regard not the works of Yahweh, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them and not build them up."
Yeah, Kobe Bryant. It's too late for him now. He can't come to the king and be like, "Oh, the Israelite."
And he's just the one of many. The one of many to come.
Exactly.
This is gonna.
He's the beginning of sorrow.
Yeah.
Or like in the movie Contagion, day one.
So any of you who's not regarding the works of the Lord, those of you who are not that don't see the operation of the Lord's hands, this is we were the beginning of this lesson. We were talking about how everything is of the Lord. The Lord kills and He makes a lot. This is the operation of His hands. This is His work. So if you're not gonna regard that, He's gonna destroy you and not build you up. That's it. I mean,
I know you can say it. Yeah, I got it. Powerful.
That was it? That was it?
yeah, that's it. That's the Kanye episode.
It's Mark 13:25. It says, "And the stars shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken."
Read that again, man.
It says, "And the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be
Yeah,
shaken."
the stars is like Kobe Bryant and the powers of the rulers of the heathen, man. They shall be shaking, man.
Well, I'm gonna look up powers. The word
Moab
powers
is shaking right now.
The word powers is dunamis.
Yep.
And they go down, it says power and resources arising from
Woo!
numbers.
Who the fuck got resources, man? Dude, Jay got resources, man.
Fuck
Or the
them.
other nations, man.
Other nations.
Or is it Esau still are? So who got the power?
Right.
Esau and these
Who
other nations,
Who
man.
gave him the contract?
Exactly. Read that again, man. That was
It says, I'm reading another one. It says, the power and influence which belongs to riches and wealth.
bro.
Power and resources arising from numbers.
Come on, man. What is that talking about?
Esau got the numbers, he got the wealth, he got the riches, he got the world. Job
Moab,
9:24.
Ammon,
Yep.
Yeah.
Elam,
Yeah.
Ishmael.
Yeah, Ishmael, Saudi Arabia with all that oil.
Well, look up the word shaking.
Shaking.
Which again, Moab is shaking right now, man. With this Moab and Ammon is shaking.
Yeah, with the
Man, Most High got you, man.
Means to cast down from one secure and happy state.
Bro, read that again, man.
Means to
Are
cast
they not
down,
in their kingdom, right? Give me Haggai 2:8. I think it's 2.
to cast down from one secure and happy state.
Are they not
That's what it
secure
means.
and happy?
Yes, yeah.
Guess what? The Most High taking that all away.
Yep.
He's giving it to us, man.
To agitate the mind, to disturb
Are
one.
they not agitated right now with that damn virus, man? Which it could have been like they got a like the brother mentioned they got a patent on the damn virus.
Well, you know, Esau's scared when he talks about we gotta deny the perennial prophets of
Exactly,
doom.
because they know we the next superpower.
That's a statement out of fear.
They know that the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
He
Man.
says we cannot be pessimistic, but we have to have a level of optimism. What are they talking about? Trying to continue
Make
that.
America great again?
Yeah,
What you
trying to
talking
continue the kingdom because in their inward thought, it's that their houses shall
You mean
dwell forever.
foolishness?
Exactly.
You mean
And that's what
assumption?
it is because
You
if
mean
they knew the
lies?
prophecy and they know the prophecy, but they think that they have a way of upsetting it, which they don't. But because they have been deceived, as the scriptures say, by the pride of thine heart, this is what they believe.
That's why I said
That they can upset prophecy, but they can't. They're playing right into it. Go ahead.
the tribes of the earth shall mourn because of him, man. When the Lord comes, they know it's over. That's why I said the powers of the earth
Yeah,
shall be
hang on.
shaken, man. They got the Space Force, the 6 branches of the military. They already seen it in the heavens. They already know the angels are here, man.
Yeah.
You know, they already know that their end is near. Or it's here. And it hastens greatly, man. And they can't stop it. You know? You can't stop the prophets of the most high.
Oh yeah, by the way, that just gives proof that these Christians don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Damn, excuse me.
With the freak,
Doing that.
the freak they talking about?
No, but listen, why would you have a space force if you weren't going to have a battle in heaven?
Right.
And that battle in heaven is literally Esau and his military being casted out from the firmament. It's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. And if you can't see that the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon is Esau by now, you ain't got it.
And you're not gonna
You ain't got it and you ain't gonna get it.
You're gonna get it.
The spiritual demon Satan ain't talking about we need to go into outer space. And no, he's Edomites.
Exactly.
Why? Because
They
that's
show
that
how
great
great
war in heaven.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't deny it, man. Who else is creating a space force and putting a sense of urgency on it? Because guess what? That's what prophecy is leading up to, man. That great war in heaven, that World War III, which is a part of that great war. Come on, man. And we're seeing all the signs right now, playing right up to those moments. Everything's in preparation. Everything is tying together.
I still got
Go ahead.
scriptures.
Go ahead. Slack, yeah. Go ahead.
All right, it's Luke 14. It's kind of three scriptures that go into two different topics, or maybe all the same thing. It's Luke 14 and 11. It says this proves that the Esau, Edom, Amalek, the Ashkenazi, they ain't gonna be delivered. All right. This is Luke 14 and 11. For whosoever exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
Read that again, man.
Luke 14 and 11.
Yo, man, this is again. We were earlier, 8 and 50. Many great miseries shall be done to them in the world in the latter times, because they have walked in great pride. Man, the Lord is about to destroy you people, man. Like it's about to get. It's gonna get ugly, man. It's gonna get ugly, man.
Yeah.
For whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased.
So whosoever exalted, he is. Kobe Bryant was exalted. Anybody that's exalted, the Lord is gonna humble your ass, man.
Esau, he's
Humiliate you.
eagle. Yep.
You know, the Most High gonna put you down, man. And especially the Most High is humbling Moab right now, man.
Oh yeah.
And this is just the beginning. It's just day one for Moab, man. Just wait, man. This is just the beginning of sorrows. We ain't even at the sorrows yet, man. You know?
Yes. And they're over there dropping dead
Yup.
from this virus.
And exalt means a summit, opulence, prosperity, honor, dignity, happiness.
That's these other nations. They are in happiness. They over Israel, man. But why the hell they gotta be saved when they got the power?
Right. Well, the next verse is going to tell you they ain't going to be saved. Whoever exalted himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. So that's the elect, the hopeful elect.
Not 2/3.
Not 2/3 Israel. They'll be regenerated in the kingdom.
Exactly.
Right? But on this side, when they're going to receive the judgment, they're going to it's going to be by death and pain and humiliation.
I got it.
This is Luke 14 and 12. Then he said also to him that bid him, when thou makest a dinner or a supper, call not thy friends, nor thy brother, nor neither thy kinsmen, nor the rich neighbors, lest they also bid thee again, and a recompense be made thee. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor, the maimed, and the lame, and the blind.
Who that's Israel, man. Israel is damn. The blindest nation on the planet is Israelites, man. That's for damn sure, man.
Not far, yeah.
You know, they're the blindest MFers on the planet, man. You know, let's talk about 2/3 of Israel. They're blind, man. The elect want to see the truth. That's why we got this word right now, man. That's why we can tell you what's in the scriptures, man. That's the truth is revealed unto the servants and prophets, and the secrets is revealed unto the servants and prophets, man. And the meek shall inherit the earth.
Can I get a quick precept? Just a quick precept for that. This is Romans 11:7. What then Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it. And
That's what it's all about. What did Paul say? Done all things for the elect's sake, man. That's why we're doing this, man. It's for the elect. They the only ones going to be saved. Ezra said that the rest of the people were born for no reason.
Yeah. Right.
It's all about the elect, man.
Right.
You know?
It says, as it is according as it is written, the Most High, giving them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear unto this day.
Yeah, that's why 2/3 are hard-headed now, man.
No, that's good. I think.
You know?
It's good.
That's why their remedy is going to be destruction, and death, and famine, and sword, and plagues. They're going to inherit the punishments of the heathen, man. And then it's something. Yep. The death of the uncircumcised, man. You know, and then Jacob's trouble, it's going to be worse than heathen.
Oh yeah.
And then it's going to balance it out. Because the Lord says he's going to do Obadiah, you know, he's going to do worse than to the heathen as well. When we get their ass in the kingdom, or they be Hans in the kingdom.
Yep. Isaiah 11 chapter. Spoiled Moab and Ammon.
Yeah, that's right. We want to get in more.
This is Luke 14:11. But when thou makest a feast, call the poor and the maimed and the blind, and that thou be blessed, for they cannot recompense thee. For thou shalt be recompensed at the resurrection of the just.
Yep, recompense. Yep.
Damn, that's what again, the elect, for the elect's sake.
Yeah.
You know? That's why we're doing this, man. We hoping that we the elect, man.
God.
You know, obviously Kobe Bryant wasn't the elect.
No.
You know, he died horribly, man.
Yeah.
With his daughter.
Yeah, and his daughter, innocent, right? So-called innocent. How old was she? 13? What?
13, yep.
Whoever parents be innocent,
Exactly.
you know.
Yep.
And you know, not to speculate too much, but hey, maybe in order for his daughter to get, because they were on their way to like a basketball game, weren't they?
Yep.
I think so. Maybe you know, in order for her to be, because like she's playing basketball, maybe for her to be in the WNBA, she had to do some. You know, maybe Kobe had to do some sacrificing. Didn't want to do it, and he shot the plane. You know, hey, either way, you got destroyed, and so did his daughter.
Mm-hmm. And he left no sons, man.
Yep.
He only had daughters.
Damn.
He left no inheritance, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You done it?
Yeah.
One more verse, and then we can dip back there, and then we can come back this way. All right? Is Mark 13:23. It says, "But take heed, behold, I have told you all things." There you go.
Hey, Con, we got all things, but other guys don't believe it. That we got the whole truth. You know, they want to be out there with not 100% truth. They don't want to be whole for some reason.
Shy, you got something?
You know what I'm saying?
You do. Let you Shy get it up in here real quick.
Go ahead.
It's Proverbs chapter 28, verse 5. It says, "Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things."
Say a few words on that.
It's plain and simple. Evil men understand not judgment. They don't understand that, you know, the judgment that Kobe Bryant received was judgment from the Heavenly Father, and it was righteous judgment. You know, as I was at the gym, you know, when it happened, the guy was speaking about, you know, why Kobe, why is there all these scumbags, you know, walking around, and Kobe Bryant is taken out, not understanding Kobe Bryant was a scumbag.
Exactly. That's right. That's why he died like that, man.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
Yep. You got
People are gonna be, you know, the people in the world like, "Yo, sick. How could you say that?
Mm-hmm.
That's someone's father. That's someone's, you know."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't understand judgment.
Yeah,
Most High did that,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah, get mad at the Most High, man.
Yep.
Most High killers.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't wait, man.
How you gonna laugh at someone's death? Because it's fucking funny.
It is funny.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, if it was a regular old Negro, they wouldn't even give a shit.
Yeah. So what are you talking about? You're a hypocrite.
Yeah, technically speaking, wasn't there 8 people that died in the helicopter?
No,
The only
nine.
ones, nine? The only ones that,
Nine
nine
total.
total, but the only ones they're talking about is
Exactly.
Kobe.
Because he's the only one that mattered.
Exactly.
This is Haggai chapter 2 and verse 7. And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come. And I will fill this house with glory, saith the Lord of hosts.
Yeah, like the brother mentioned in Luke, that he shall shake all nations, man. All the heathens that's ruling over Israel, he's going to shake their kingdom, man. He's going to destroy it, take it away, and give it unto Israel. Go to jump to verse 22.
Haggai chapter 2
No,
and
go to
verse
21.
21. It reads, "Speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth.
Read that again.
Speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens
I
and
will
the
shake
earth."
the heavens and the earth, man. And the Lord is doing that by the judgment that He executed, man. And more so speaking of when the nuclear missiles hit this country, man. Okay, and Moab, man, because Moab, the Most High hates you Moabites, man. Moab got the same judgment as Esau. You know, when you read it in Second Ezra, keep going.
"And I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen."
Wait a minute, I thought he was going to save everybody. He said, wait, he's going to do what to the heathen?
"And I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen.
Again.
And I will overthrow the throne of the kingdoms." Now,
If he was going to save everybody, why would he overthrow the thrones of the kingdoms, man?
Can I?
Keep going.
"And I will destroy the
Get
strength
Jeremiah
of
47.
the kingdoms of the heathen."
And now he will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen, like the brothers going into the words of prosperity, the resources, man. Why would they need to be delivered, man, when they got all this? What's the point? What the hell is the point? You know what I'm saying? If they got all the resources and this, that, and the third, man. They got the military might. Jake don't have that, man. They don't have anything. They got to rely on the heathen, as the curses say.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They're completely at this Edomite's mercy.
Exactly. We in the flesh. We can't keep the law of the Lord. Why the hell? You Jake should be mad at that doctrine, man. Everybody should be saved when we got to be saved, man. You think about the heathen first instead of yourself, man.
That's fucked up, man.
You know? Why trim this your way to seek love, man, from the other nations? Why not your own salvation? Are you a homeborn slave?
"And I will overthrow the chariots."
The Lord said He's going to destroy you, these cot picking heathens, man. You know?
"And those that ride in them,
He said, overthrow me and destroy.
and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother. And that day, saith the Lord of hosts, I will take thee of Zerubbabel, my servant."
So the Most High is going to destroy the kings of the heathen.
I got a quick precept. This is, Psalm chapter 83, verse 1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace. Be not still, O Most High. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones." I want to take that, and I'm gonna jump in.
There you go, Jabba.
Con. So this is specifically a prophecy against the heathen who have gathered themselves together to make agreements against the nation of Israel. We talk about this all the time, that they have basically joined unison to keep a lie told about who the Lord's people are. So they'll constantly suppress the truth. Okay, they'll never fully go into who the Lord's people are. All right, they've consulted against the hidden ones. The hidden ones represent the Israelites. Okay, because we are the people of the Most High. We are the prophets. All right, we're the ones in whom this Bible was written for. We have been basically put down through the rulership of these heathen who jointly rule next to the Edomite. Okay?
There's more?
A little bit more. Because the brother mentioned Esau, Moab. I just want to get a couple of these nations in here because it lists all the nations that the Lord is going to destroy. So a little bit more, and we're going to move on. It says, "They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation." Who have they said that about? The nation of Israel. Okay, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And because of that, we have basically been made subject again to being at the mercy of these heathen. Okay? These heathen come over here, they sell us their poison. All right? Anytime we want to try to get some type of success, we have to go through the oppressor. Our clothes are made by our enemies that are wickedly made, that literally destroy our body. And Esau allows it. Everything is literally to the detriment of Israelites. And yet these nations are over here making a profit off us. We're completely destroyed, all right, by this current rulership. And all these nations have a hand in that. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Israel, the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And I'm going to start getting into the nations who have a hand in that agreement. It says the tabernacles of Edom, so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites, so-called Arabs, of Moab. Moab's at the top of these nations, man. So again, it comes as no surprise that they're suffering this coronavirus. It says in the Hagarenes, which goes back to the Hamites. So I'm going to stop there, but it goes into the list of nations for brothers that want to get deeper into this. It goes into the nations that the Lord is going to judge because of that consent that they have agreed to through Esau. Okay, here's the judgment. It says, jumping down, O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So that's ultimately going to be the destruction of these nations. They're going to be destroyed in that thermonuclear destruction. But the Lord is going to humble them even in between that destruction. Okay, that's why you have situations like the coronavirus. Okay, these uproars of the people that are affecting these different nations, and you got their government shooting them down in the streets and throwing them in jail and putting hell on them. That's their destruction, man. That's going to be their shame. All right, and what's going to finalize it is going to be those missiles. So I just kind of wanted to get in there and back up what you were saying earlier about these nations, man. They have caused Israel to err. They have caused us to be in a position of death always, and yet our people continue to eat it up. So they're gonna have to be destroyed too. But these nations are gonna pay for that. Yeah, come.
This is Psalms chapter 21, verse 8. Thy hand shall find out all thy enemies, which are the heathen, 2/3.
Yeah.
Which the church don't speak about. The Lord has enemies. Who the hell are the Lord's enemies, man? It ain't the spiritual demon Satan. The Most High controls Satan, man.
Right.
The enemies of the Most High are the people on earth.
Right.
Okay? Especially those that do wickedly, man. 2/3 of Israel. It says, thy right hand shall find out all those that hate. That's Israel, man. They hate the Most High, man. Including, especially Esau. But Jake, they got to get their judgment, man. Jake got to be slaughtered, man. 2/3 of our people, they got to catch all kind of hell, man.
Yeah, Esau would just tell you he don't believe in a God. You got niggas like Ari Spears talking about why we got to question the Most High. That's worse. That's an example of our people surpassing the wicked deeds of the wicked. Yeah, cunt.
Our people are in every doctrine, every one of doctrine, man. They're not following. They despise the Most High, man. They despise them, man. A woman or lesbian, a woman or men or homosexuals, man. You know, our people are super wicked, man. They are an adulterous generation.
Yeah.
You know, they head is far up the so-called white man's ass that they became Esau, man. You know, our people are desirous only to Esau, man, not the Most High. It says, thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee.
How's that?
Oh, fire, Kobe Bryant.
Oh, you're celebrating his death?
It says, thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thy anger. The Lord shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Their fruit shalt thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men, for they intended evil against thee.
Wow.
They imagined a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. Therefore thou shalt make them turn their back when thou shalt make ready thy arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Hey man, the Lord is doing work, man. You know, at a magnitude that we can't even understand yet.
Yeah.
You know, the Lord is bringing swift judgment upon the world, man, upon the heathen, and especially upon the 2/3.
Oh yeah, we gotta get
God got a precept.
Oh shit!
All right, so
he said it. He said it first.
So we'll go to this brother, and then Amath will get it next.
This is Colossians 3
That's the good one, man.
and 25.
That's the good one, man.
But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. And there's no respect of persons.
Woo!
No
Wait a minute.
respect
All,
of person.
all the accolades Kobe got, man.
Yeah.
All the greatness that he's attained in this society. The Most High did not have respect. Let's get the Lord. The Lord did this. Let's get that. Because these Christians don't believe that the Lord did this, man. So they be, you get that?
Yo, that's crazy. Because out of all the precepts that exist, I was going right to Isaiah.
That the Lord doeth evil.
Yep.
Let's get this, man. Because these niggas, man, fucking niggas don't believe that the Lord has power, man. Get Amos 9.
Man, come on. I had that. That was the precept to what the brother was reading about. They think that the evil ain't gonna overtake them.
Yeah. That's right, man. Our people, man, Most High will destroy you, man.
God, so I got Isaiah chapter 45. Oh, wait a minute. We talking for these songs. We talking for y'all, brothers. Man. This is a tug of war right now. It's Isaiah.
This is proving a point of his point that he made.
Yeah, Con, that's
He brought
true.
A beautiful scripture.
That's true. It'll be a good old in and out. Isaiah 45 and 6, it says that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
Wait a minute. The Lord did what?
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
That's what Jake only focuses on, the peace. They don't even know what peace is. Right. They don't know that peace is the destruction of their enemies. They don't know.
No, right?
They think peace is paying their bills on time, joining hands with Esau, having homosexual and ruling over them, having a woman over them.
And that's the crazy thing about it. Jake is constantly trying to make things work with nations that look down on them, that despise them, that hate them, that want and call for their death on a daily basis. It's written of our evil twin brother that he is our accuser before the Lord. And these are the people, these are the nations that our people want to try to assimilate with. You should be calling for their death.
That's David did that.
I'm saying in the spirit.
I'm
saying in the spirit because that's what the Lord said. Do I not hate thine enemies? Right.
Yep.
That's the only way you're gonna have peace. And even Esau knows that. Even Esau knows that,
Right, man. Esau, if thou want peace, thou must prepare war.
Yeah.
But Jake is simple as hell, man.
So, verse 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil.
I make peace and create evil.
Right.
Yahweh Bashim Shah said that. I didn't say that.
We didn't say that. We didn't say that.
The Lord has power over that, man.
But we do believe in it. And we have faith in it.
Yep. Jake gave that power all to Esau.
Yep.
That's their God now.
God.
You know, Chezra Borgia.
Yep. Esau's their Godhead. It says, I, Yahweh, do all these things.
They undermine the works of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know, whatever Jake made up in their mind, that's their God. Jake is their own God, man. They don't believe in the Most High, man. They believe in themselves. The Most High will kill you with this, man.
Precept. It's Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city?
Wait a minute, that was evil in Los Angeles. That should be the next news report. Kobe Bryant is dead. Thus saith the Lord. Because Yahweh Bashim Shah did that, man. He killed, you understand, he killed him and his daughter, man. He spared him not. That was a terrible thing to do. The Lord is terrible, man. What the brother bring out, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power, man. This is all about the Lord's, the Yahweh Bashim Shah's name being exalted, man. You people want to learn the fear of the Lord, man.
Yeah, and sorry, but once this all passes over, right, which might take a while, right? But while it's passing over in its transition period, they're gonna get fucked up from the coronavirus.
Yeah, like brother said, though, seriously, this could just simply be a distraction. We take that into consideration. But, we also we're not ignorant of any small matter or great matter.
Or we're not ignorant of Satan's devices.
Yeah, and this all encompasses around the notion that this is January 26th, you know, and all this shit's happening. So what?
We didn't even get out of January. It's
Yeah,
still,
that's what that's
Yeah.
what the video is.
So it's
crazy.
Yeah.
That's the video, man.
Well, January is like the
Spirit.
longest month.
Yeah.
You know, February, other
Yeah, one of the longest months. got
Here's
30
the
According
thing.
to the Gregorian calendar, it got 31
Yeah,
days.
if I can really say something, this year
February got 28.
this year's a leap year too, right? So February is longer than it should be. So
Oh, does that have one extra day?
I think so. Yeah, I
One
think
extra
this
day?
year's a leap year.
Because typically it has
Someone-
28 days.
Yeah, someone quote me on it, but hey, you know what that's gonna mean? In the spirit, I believe that February is gonna be even worse, and there's gonna be one extra day of February. So you're really gonna have a like.
Man, hopefully, man.
And like the brother,
Yeah,
like
it
the
is,
brother mentioned,
yeah.
like the brother mentioned, we got Brexit coming up.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Brexit.
That's set for what, the 31st?
You got
Something
these
like that?
riots, protests
Officially,
around the world.
Yep.
the day after, February.
Then that's gonna bear a
31st
lot of
January.
consequences, man.
Yeah, they're through. They got to negotiate over 800 deals with the EU for their
So-
future relationship.
This kingdom is finished.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna be resolved.
No
man.
bomb.
Yeah.
No.
No, exactly.
Yep.
No bomb.
Y'all gonna be waiting for January to get in. Man, January's been a fucking terrible month so
Oh
far.
yeah, no,
this
I've
year.
seen comments where people are like, 2020 gotta stop it already.
Yeah. Yep.
2020 gotta slow down.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody all happy to bring in the new year, January 1st. What happened?
Yeah, it was celebrating. China was trying to celebrate the
Their new year, right?
Yeah.
They
They're
shut down the city.
Boarded.
Shut it down.
Yep. Sure.
Wuhan.
Shut down.
Oh.
Shall there be evil in a city and the Lord have not done it?
Shall there be
Evil in the city, and the Lord had not done it.
Wait a minute, the Lord done it. Wait,
Right.
I thought it was Satan.
There's
The
evil.
Lord done it.
Is there not
The
evil
Lord
going on?
did it.
Yeah.
The Lord did that.
I know.
The Lord killed Kobe Bryant. The Lord killed him, make it love.
Evil in Wuhan, right?
Evil in Wuhan.
Yeah.
That's a movie. You
That's
know, it's a blockbuster. Man.
Yeah, evil in Wuhan, man.
That's
And
a
the
nice
Lord
kung fu
done
flick,
it.
man. It starred Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, man.
Ching Ming.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. The Lord killeth and maketh alive.
Read it again for 2/3 of the Christians.
Yahweh, because it's in all caps, killeth and maketh alive.
Wait, the Lord did what?
Killeth and maketh
They
alive.
don't believe that the Lord kills.
1 Samuel 2 and 6 says,
Wait, it's in the Bible?
1 Samuel 2 and 6
That's a trick
says,
Bible.
Yeah, that's a trick.
What is that? What is that?
this is the King
The
James.
King James?
Yeah,
That can't be.
Holman's. Printed out of Nashville, Tennessee. Copyright
That's in a
2010.
book?
All right, all rights reserved.
I must be dreaming.
1 Samuel chapter 2,
I'm not dreaming.
verse 6.
Pinch me if I'm not dreaming.
Hey man, this is a preset to Isaiah 45.
Whew.
So this is the second time it's showing up.
That's right.
Out of many.
Wait, precept upon precept.
1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 6. The Lord Yahweh killeth and maketh alive.
God killeth and maketh alive, man.
He bringeth down low to the grave.
Ooh, wait a minute. Was not Kobe in the sky?
Yeah, living his best, just living his best life.
Living
That's
his
like-
best- I hate
his
when-
family.
I hate when women say that.
Yeah, living my best life.
I
Yeah.
cannot stand that.
Can't
Yeah,
do that.
yep.
He was living his best life. He was the highest in the sky.
Yep.
That Travis Scott song.
Yep,
It says he bringeth down to the grave.
Did the Most High not bring his ass down to the grave?
Shot
man?
wall.
Then how about a new one?
The Most High. The Lord is bad, man. The Lord was laughing his ass off when he did this, man.
We're laughing our ass off, man.
Just
folded up like
Just talking about that
The
from the
last
first
one,
chapter.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The Most High so laugh.
When you laugh when your fear cometh, you know, mock at your calamity, right?
That's right, man.
Shot wall.
That's why we be praising Yahweh Bashim Shah, man. It's cold blooded right here, man.
Cool.
Right, this is Proverbs chapter 1, verses 25. But ye have sat at not all my counsel, and with none of my reproof.
Yeah.
Verse 26. I
Look,
also.
again, this is just the beginning. Kobe Bryant is the beginning. We gonna be praising when all you niggas die, man.
Right. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will
This
mock.
is a high holy day, man. What January 26th? This is a high holy day for us right now, man.
Honorary.
Yeah.
It's an honorary day. We're commemorating.
Wait, the perimeter didn't even come yet.
Right. We're commemorating the judgment of the Heavenly Father upon wicked niggas like Kobe Bryant.
Yep.
It says, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
Was not the killer coming? Come on, man. Come on, brothers.
You're like a cyclone.
Come on, man.
And that helicopter, that thing spun out of control.
Yo, it was,
all the way down.
That was a scary. I was like
Grand Theft Auto when it hit.
Yeah.
I thought it was Grand Theft Auto shit.
This shit said wasted.
Wasted through.
It said through.
Nigga ran out of lives.
No stars.
Yep.
And somebody went, well, and nobody said World Star.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't nobody said.
Yeah.
That was a terrible. This is a terrible day, man. But it's
Right.
a beautiful day for us, man.
Hey man, this gets even heavier because it says, when your fear cometh as desolation and destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish
his
cometh
death-
upon you.
His death literally came as a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Right? Literally.
It says, when distress and anguish cometh upon you,
That-
then
was
shall
that
they
not
call
anguish?
upon me.
Wait, he was. I
And,
bet.
and they are.
Jesus!
Oh God, why?
Jehovah!
Yeah, and all the people that are praising this dude right now, they're all like, "Oh God, why?" Like the dude that you said, like he was like, "Oh, well, there's all these other grimy dudes, you know," and now they're all praising and
Right.
you know, the prayers are going out to
Right.
the family and all that. Man, fuck them prayers, man.
It says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer.
Wait a minute.
How can you can't possibly know? Listen, man. Not everybody could possibly save. The Lord says He's not going to answer you.
I'm pretty sure that him and his daughter and everybody else is praising God, like save us, what's going on? But wait a minute, the Lord had him. The Lord killed him, man.
Man, those probably screams of terror, man. If that thing was
Exactly.
spinning down.
Well, the people, the onlookers on
Could
that
you
video
imagine?
was
Put
crying and
yourself in
screaming.
that scene, man.
Yeah.
You was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. I was like, shit. I'm like, how the fuck do I get out of this helicopter?
No parachutes.
No parachute. Shit, what am I gonna do trying to jump on that mountain? I don't know, man. Fucking shit's falling out of control. You gotta worry about your daughter too. You thinking about just jumping out without her?
They couldn't do any.
Yeah, you running all the options in your mind. Like, there ain't no way out.
Then the fucking things came out. The thing, the fucking
The respirators.
They couldn't do anything, man.
The oxygen tanks.
It says, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh.
What?
For they hated knowledge
See,
and
that's-
did not choose the fear
They don't.
of Yahweh.
People do not fear Yahweh, man. They don't fear Yahweh, man. They don't like. They hate His name, man.
Right. They were none of my counsel. They
They hate
despised all
Yahweh,
my
man.
reproof.
Can I get this?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean,
I gotta preach that.
yeah, let the brother get crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
You go ahead. Oh, Con, I'm gonna do this real quick. This is Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 8, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved, which is the elect, and shall be able to escape. Wait a minute, the elect
Should
would
be
escape.
able.
Yeah.
If the elect was in that, they would have escaped. The Lord would have, sent down an angel, and would have saved them.
Yeah.
And said able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. This is the so-called Old Testament saying this. So again, this book is only for the elect. Shall be preserved from my said perils. That was a peril, man, in that damn helicopter crash. And so see Kobe Bryant ain't see salvation. He received mercy though, before Jacob's trouble. It says, in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them in me from the beginning. It's going back to the elect. Then they shall be in pitiful case. Who shall be the two thirds, which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully, just like Esau. Jake did the same thing, cast my words behind him. So dwell in torments. It didn't say tormented, it said torments.
Plural.
Many
great miseries, right?
Yep. For such as in their life have received benefits.
Yeah.
Kobe, he got the world.
Come on, man.
He won the world.
Yep.
He gained the whole entire world, but lost his soul in the process and his life. And have not known me.
Yep.
They wasn't 2/3 of not. They thinking about America.
Yep.
They thinking about their next paycheck, their next dollar. They thinking about their woman,
Next
their
trip.
job, the next trip, especially.
Yeah.
Their vacation.
Yeah, they can do what they want when they want, basically.
Next part.
They have no care in the world,
They
man.
thinking about the food they about to cook,
Yeah, the
or
next-
the next restaurant, or club they about to go to.
The next
Instagram
joint they're gonna light up.
Exactly.
Next photo
The
shoot.
part of life, man.
Oh yeah.
Hate these
The
niggas.
next follower they're gonna get, the Instagram
Right.
follower, the
That's
next
right,
follower, you know.
Yep. They putting up YouTube videos right now. They ain't thinking about the Most High.
Nope.
They thinking about the pride of life, man.
Yeah.
2/3. They not thinking about the fear of the Lord.
Nope.
They're not thinking about the commandments. Oh, little Boosie. I can eat whatever the hell I want to.
Boosie badass.
He represents two-thirds of Israel, man.
Yeah, he's through.
Yeah, it's foul.
That's why you got the coronavirus.
Yeah.
From abominable foods. That's why the Lord said, don't eat that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is what you get. You know, this is your punishment. It says, and it's have now abused my ways, and they that cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that loathe my law. Did not little Boosie loathe the law of the Lord?
Yeah, he.
As well as 2/3, man.
Yep.
2/3, they like to pick and choose what they want to keep.
Yep.
Or they don't they just don't keep them at all.
Filthiest animal, but you gotta be fucking eating that shit,
Mhm.
man.
Yup. And if you don't eat it, they despise you.
That's crazy.
Look at you like
More than
you wrong.
Esau, man.
Yeah.
Like even Esau tells you that them pigs don't have the ability and the toxins within themselves literally are all in that meat that you eat.
Connie, yup.
It's crazy. To try
All these clean animals that the Lord gave us to eat.
You want to eat a goddamn
Big
You
pig,
want to
cheese
eat a
on the
pig.
table, bro.
You want to eat a living,
You
breathing
wanna eat
garbage
a-
disposal.
a squid,
Yeah.
crabs, shrimp.
Octopus.
All the bottom feeders of the earth. And that's how you know the intelligence of these niggas is non-existent, because food actually either increases your intelligence or decreases your intelligence.
Yeah.
That's how you know when this dude's talking all that madness, he's stupid. Man. He's a
Yeah, he
fucking, he's a fool, man.
Yep.
An utter
Oh.
buffoon.
Yep. A nugget.
This guy has no intelligence. None whatsoever.
Yep.
Nor any sense of spirituality.
Yeah, that's 2/3. The Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the earth because there's no truth in the land. You know, it says, and they that have loathed my law. This is talking about the 2/3 of Israel, man. It ain't talking about
Yeah.
Esau. It's talking about Israel, man.
Right.
Well, they had yet liberty. They got freedom to come to our camp.
Yeah.
You know, obviously the elect Israel gonna wake up. We talking about the 2/3. 2/3 they gonna get got, man. You know, because they already gotten.
Yeah.
It says.
And the guy that was like, "Where's your fringes?"
Oh, that little snot-nosed kid.
Yeah.
These nigglets,
Yeah.
and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty,
Yep.
and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not,
Yeah, they said.
but despised it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that not happening with us today?
The Greece.
When Jay coming
Yeah.
across the camp,
Right.
it's always niggas. It's always our people, man.
You try to show Israel their transgressions, they buck up and rebuke you. Rebuke you.
They're the people that
They come against you. Yeah. They come against. Yep. They come against us. You know, and we're showing them their transgressions, their wrongdoings. And then want to talk about you can't judge me, only God can judge me. You know?
Don't give me
Amos.
smack.
It says that the same must know it after death by pain.
I think brother put that precept on the
And this is just the beginning of the sorrows.
We're gonna throw it back this way. A couple more precepts, we're gonna wrap it up.
This is Luke 12:19. And I will lay to my soul, and I will say to my soul, soul,
I got somebody to take care of it.
thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease and eat, drink, and be merry. But the power said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required.
Oh my God. Read that
that's a
again. Read
beautiful-
that over.
yeah,
Read
I was
that over,
thinking,
man.
okay, come on, yeah.
It's Luke 12:20. But the power
This is
said,
Luke 12 and 20.
but the power said unto him, thou fool, this night,
Wait a minute, thou fool, there's no free will.
thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required.
Thy soul, Kobe Bryant's soul was required. I said that earlier, man. That's crazy, man. His soul was required of the Lord, man.
It's his time.
He was a sacrifice of the Most High, man.
Yeah, if I can say something real quick and then give it back to this brother, before my phone died, I was reading the article, and they basically were saying about how what happened was they were actually going to play a game, and his daughter was gonna play in the game, and he was supposed to coach it. And they were saying about how like Kobe quoted how people come up to him and it's talking about you need to have a son, no one's gonna take on your legacy, which is what you were saying earlier. And he would be like and he would be like, no, there's no problem. And his daughter, who passed away, would step in and say, oh no, I got this.
What?
The Lord required of his it's proud. And guess what? The Lord required of their lives.
There's confusion.
But yeah, that's what they were saying in the article. They were bigging that up.
She got this. Now look what
Well,
she got.
we look up fool, it says without reason, foolish, stupid, without reflection or intelligence.
They thought that this was never going to happen to him. They really thought this would never happen to him. They did not consider the ways of the Lord.
No wisdom.
Damn, that was a hard scripture, man. I know there's more than that, right?
Yes, it's more. It says, but the power said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee.
He couldn't stop that. He couldn't stop the Most High from taking with all the riches. You can get the scriptures on that. All the riches he had, he couldn't stop the Most High from taking his life, or his daughters, or the other people, passengers.
And so for how popular it is, people probably would have died for him. They would have heard Kobe. It's either Kobe or you. The people would have all died.
Yep.
But at least let Kobe live. But hey, that's not how the Lord seen it, right?
Yep.
Is Luke 12:20. But the power said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be? And give it to his wife, I guess.
Yeah.
Which thou hast provided. So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich toward the power.
Damn, he wasn't doing the work of the Lord.
Right, he's not rich toward the power. And he said,
Yeah,
he
real
meant
riches in
nothing.
knowledge, real riches in the wisdom.
right,
Yeah,
we're
he
rich toward Yahweh, we're laying up treasures that's going to profit us in the future in the time of Jacob's trouble.
Like the scriptures say, the world loveth his own. That's why he's getting so much praise right now.
He didn't bear the understanding of the truth, which is real riches.
These people are gonna know that eventually.
We jump down to 23. Luke 12:23. The life is more than meat, and the body is more than raiment. All right, now we jump to this last scripture. This is Mark 13:31. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of the day and the hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take heed, watch, pray, for ye know not when the time is. Watch.
Kobe, I didn't come on, man. That was great. That was fucking news for the ages. That was out of nowhere.
It was.
Yes, ending this month perfectly.
Exactly, man.
Perfect end of the month.
Like the prophets, apostles said, man, the year of prophecy, man.
Yep.
Hey, man, 2020 could be the year, or 2021, but we
Very
know
well maybe.
it's going to continue to get worse and worse
Right.
and worse, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything is going to escalate, man.
Right.
Yep.
And watch means to be circumspect, to be attentive, to be ready, to keep awake, to watch.
That's right. And we know if this was distraction, we already know it.
Right.
But we already know this is judgment of the Heavenly Father, man. If Esau is doing it or whatever, man, this is the judgment of the Heavenly Father, man.
Yeah, I mean, let's say it's a distraction. Well, we know that Esau had to disappear him for a reason. And it just means to tell us that Esau's he's even more desperate than we thought to try to scramble and come up with a way that they can buy themselves more time to try to incorporate their New World Order agenda and everything else. Because we know that's what it's coming down to. Everything is coming down to that. Everything's coming down to eventually martial law, which is a big part of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, which is the implementation of the RFID microchip. This is what it's all going to basically come down to. And we're ready, we're prepared spiritually, mentally, and the Lord's got us no matter what. So as long as we continue to endure. But these are the things that we are watching for, right? As the scriptures say, to watch. These are the things that we're watching and we're waiting upon, okay? Because the Lord did give us those signs and indicators, things that we are to pay close attention to upon his arrival.
All right, finish this off. It says, take heed and watch and pray, for you know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work.
And this is just another sign that things are going to pick up even more. I mean, the time has already been going so fast, just
man,
flying by. This is another sign that time is about ready to pick up
This
even more.
Look, man, this is exactly like you said, man. Kobe Bryant, that like nobody expected that shit.
Off guard, right?
Caught off guard.
Yeah,
You know, that shit came out of nowhere.
right.
That
An RKO.
Most High is moving, man.
Yeah.
RKO.
You know, Most High just gave the world an RKO, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
Right, that's why the Lord told us to watch.
That's right.
It says Luke 13.
Yeah, this is
well,
a
Mark
great
13.
watch, man.
Mark 13:34. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work and commanded the porter to watch.
We the porters, the prophets.
Watch, another word for watch.
Oh yeah, wow. Wow, that's crazy. That's scriptures, man. That's wow. That's crazy. Damn.
Another word for watch is to take heed lest through remission and indolence some destructive calamity suddenly overtake him. So we're commanded to watch always, so that sudden calamity won't overtake us. Like the scripture says in Thessalonians, we're not of the darkness, we're of the day. So the day is not going to come upon us suddenly because we know.
Right, and when things do arise suddenly, we know how to navigate through them.
Yeah, it's all about the knowledge. That's why it talks about the ignorance.
Right, exactly.
You know, Jake is destroyed for not knowing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, if we didn't know any better, we'd be, all up, caught up in this and upset. Yeah. And in actuality, while it does put more fear in us, and while we might feel a particular way, we had that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like, hey, this is just my Heavenly Father, and it spoke about that these things were going to happen, and they have to happen in order for the kingdom to be set up. So we are stable because we have this wisdom.
Mark 13:35 says, "Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping."
Yep. This is like 10:41 a.m. in the morning Pacific time.
Yep. Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch.
Yeah,
Look up
exactly.
and watch again. Go ahead, say what you're saying.
Yeah, so like the scriptures say, we gotta examine ourselves constantly. We gotta be on surveillance of ourselves. Because at any moment, the Lord can just snatch you away, like He did Kobe. We will never know because again, we have no free will. That's why we gotta be in constant fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. And that's what they gonna learn. If they haven't learned today, they're gonna learn eventually. The fear of the Lord, man. That's what it's all about. I can't wait till the Most High really opens up on Israel, man. Jake is gone.
Right. Well, I got a quick precept when he's done reading that definition too.
This is G1127, Gregorio, which means to watch, to give strict attention, to be cautious, active. Take heed lest through remission and indolence some destructive calamity suddenly overtake one.
Yeah, can't be instant in season, out of season. The scripture said we gotta know all things. You got these jakes out here that say we don't have 100% truth because they're in the world. They don't want Esau to go down. That's the real reason why they want Esau to continue, because they don't want the kingdom, man. They love their lives here in Babylon.
Too comfortable.
They too comfortable. They settle on their leaves.
Yeah.
They feel like Kobe Bryant. But guess what? You want to get taken up like Kobe Bryant.
Yep. Worse.
Exactly.
This is real quick. Amos chapter 9, verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say. Okay. I know other brothers got precepts. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 10. All the sinners of my people.
Now go up a couple verses.
Going up to verse 8.
I ain't gonna say that.
Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom.
Yeah, the Israelites. It was upon Kobe Bryant.
And I will destroy it.
That's why it says the house of the judgment of the Lord must begin at the house of God.
Right. And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
The Lord said He's going to destroy 2/3 of Israel. Zechariah 13:8.
Right. Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Most High.
Like the prophets of the Most High.
I will. Right.
who's going to rebuild the kingdom of Israel, the Lord said he's going to restore his elect first.
That's it.
The remnant. That's what it's all about. So like,
Come, exactly. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel.
that's what he's doing.
Among all nations.
Yeah, Jake the scattering, you know, among all nations, Jake has been scattered.
Like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth.
Exactly, it's all about the elect.
All the sinners of my people.
Wait a minute, some of them?
All the sinners of my people.
You couldn't have said all of them.
A-L-L spells all. The sinners of my people.
It said all. Our people got a problem with that, man. Wait, I don't think I read it in Jeremiah. It says, pray not thou for this people. Even Yahweh Shah himself, I pray for them, not the world. But for them thou hast given me.
The elect.
Because they are thine.
The elect.
Exactly.
He says, behold, these are my mother and my father. Those
Exactly.
that do the work.
So Yahweh Shah, Jesus Christ don't care about everybody, man. He don't care about his 2/3 of his own people, man. He want to destroy them. Just wait.
Yep. He said those that don't believe are condemned already.
Wait a minute. It's 2/3, man.
Yeah.
Two thirds.
That's exactly what it is.
All the unfaithful shall die in unfaithfulness.
Right. Amos 9 and 10, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake.
Wait a minute, Kobe, did he think that he was gonna wake up dead? he's gonna get in the helicopter that he got in plenty of thousands of times, hundreds of millions of times.
He probably thought he was going to die of old age.
Exactly.
With all his millions. It says, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
He didn't think that's the evil thing.
And that's the spirit of Jake in general, 2/3.
Exactly, man. And that's why it should shake every Israelite on the planet, man. The Lord is gonna take you out, man.
Settle on that one. So y'all brothers on me.
Isaiah 13 and 11, and I'll punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I'll call it's Isaiah 13 and 11. And I'll punish the world for their evil.
This is the word of the Lord, man. That you Christians in these churches don't understand, man. This is not the old. This is what's about to happen. The Lord is going to punish the world. That's plain.
Yeah.
It said this is talking about today, man. He's going to punish the world for their iniquity, their wickedness, their transgression. Read.
And I'll punish the world for their evil.
For their evil, not for their good, for their evil.
And the wicked for their iniquity.
And they're wicked for the. That's why I called him. He was a wicked nigga, man. Like the brother in the Mafba, he's a proud wicked nigga.
Yeah.
Before you sound like, damn man, Kobe Bryant, man, shit.
Yeah, he always thinking his tongue.
Yeah, cut. Then you put him in perspective. He's a wicked ass nigga.
Yeah.
That's why he perished.
Yeah.
He wasn't innocent. You know, he's a wicked nigga, man. That's why he died. He was an example for all you entertainer niggas, man. I meant Negroes.
Hey.
And I will cause the arrogancy of the pride to cease.
That's what it's all about, man. The Lord is going to make all you people humble, man. Okay, all you people that's high up in the society, the Lord is going to cut you down, man. Okay, and that's what it's all about, man. It's about the exaltation of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
The terrible is Esau, man. Eventually, Esau gonna be cut off.
Really, this is when you want to get into it, man. This is an example of his fall. He's the one that set these niggas up. We're the ones keeping his kingdom alive. We're the ones keeping that entertainment going, keeping that spirit of America alive and well. When you see some shit like this, like the brother said, it should shake fear in you because we're the ones responsible for keeping this bullshit alive.
All that money, all
When
that
you
revenue.
see the Most High taking out notable niggas, celebrities.
Influences.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman might die, man.
That shit.
Morgan Freeman old as hell, man.
Right,
He ain't even dead.
that's like, wait, what the fuck's going on with America? Because the joy of America the spirit of America really lies with Jake and what he has accomplished.
That's
and what
why I
he's
said
done.
judgment's about to get at the house.
So
of
when
God,
you see
man.
Jake being put out like this, that's America's end right there, man. Look, when it gets to Esau, you know it's finished. But
Exactly.
the fact
You don't even care if
the
it's
fact
Esau.
that it's hitting Jake knows that that's another sign that this place is finished.
Yep.
It ain't thriving like it once was, man. You know. So
Right, yeah. Yeah, the reason why Arnold Schwarzenegger want to come over here because niggas over here.
right,
His own people was over here.
yeah.
You got good
Black
America.
Son,
Yeah.
Come on,
American
man.
dream.
your favorite artist, entertainer is always gonna be a Jake.
Yeah, people gotta understand, like when it says that judgment must begin in my house. Of course, that's talking about the Israelites, but what does that mean for Esau? What does that mean for his kingdom? What does it mean for this wicked, evil society that's been set up? It means that it's being taken out systematically. Just having to start with Jake, but when Jake's taken out, what does it mean for the rest of you heathens? Serious, man? What does it mean for you?
Yeah, cause Kobe, he
Because
represents.
once it gets caught up to these heathen, man, that's missiles dropping.
Son,
You know?
yeah, Kobe represented Esau, not Israel.
Really?
He represented Esau.
Yep.
Yeah, because Edom put in that. Esau is the one responsible for putting him in that prominent position of fame.
Yep. He was just an entertainer for Esau.
That's really Esau thinking in his mind he can use this as a distraction, but really that's a death blow to your kingdom because you're the ones that got these niggas set up, keeping the masses and the people blind.
Sleep.
Exactly.
You just waking motherfuckers up like,
Exactly.
oh shit, Kobe.
Exactly.
Niggas got Kobe.
My initial
They
criteria,
got
what the fuck?
They got him. Damn.
I better chill.
Just
So
wake
hey
up
man,
call.
I'm being dramatic, but that's hey.
That's what it
Sometimes it
is.
calls for theatrics.
This is Jeremiah 51:8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her?
You can't see that Americans do now, man. Like, I don't know. They got Bill Cosby,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
R. Kelly,
Mm-hmm.
all these niggas, man. All these Negroes.
Yeah, Russell.
They can't
Russell
take
Russell
this shit anymore,
Simmons.
man.
Russell Simmons.
They can't take this shit anymore, man. I'm
Yeah.
killing me with this shit.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, they got him, man.
Esau is humiliating our people, man, for selling out. They receive they gonna receive their punishment, man. Tekashi 69.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, our people are gonna get it,
Fucking
man.
Nipsey Hussle.
Yup, exactly, yup. Our people are gonna get it, man. And we seen a prime example with Kobe Bryant.
Top NBA.
On the like Juice World and all them.
Yeah,
guys.
oh,
Oh,
yeah,
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 yeah.
I forgot about that.
Let's not forget Juice
Yeah.
World.
Yeah, kind, yup.
Yeah.
Juice World.
It's over for America. It's over for Babylon the Great, man.
Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take
They
bomb.
holler for
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
I mean, it was a pretty notable death when Eddie Murphy's brother died, Charles.
Oh yeah,
Charlie Murphy?
Charlie
Yeah.
Murphy.
Charlie Murphy. Yeah.
That was a pretty notable death. I mean,
Yeah,
like every year you have some really notable deaths, but
Prince.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right, that was rough.
heavy. Shit, that affected. I'd be honest right now, that affected me.
Yeah,
That's
B.B.
2015.
King, all of them. Man.
But
It's always
2020 took out Kobe Bryant.
You would never expect
Yeah.
that, man.
So it's a step up now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to try it that way.
You know? It's truly the end game.
We're in the end game now.
Yeah.
That'd be a notable person that died. Not about someone be like, yo, y'all hear that some person died? That's fuck him, man. You know, man. Kobe Bryant's dead, man.
I can't name a famous Edomite, man. It's just slipping my mind, man.
Like I said, I think one of the
And Britney Spears, nobody care about Britney Spears no more.
you had I think it was the drummer for Rush, but he was old. He was up in age that just recently passed.
What's that dude from Linkin Park?
Oh, I was gonna say
Chester
like,
Bennington.
yeah, yeah.
And he ain't Kobe Bryant.
But Led Zeppelin, that'd be a good death. He's still alive, right? Yeah, Led Zeppelin. People love that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Well,
Luke
Robert
Plant.
Plant. Robert Plant of
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
what the hell
That's
was
the lead
his
singer.
name?
He would have passed.
Dude who
Yeah.
hung himself.
Charlie.
Oh, no, I know you're talking
Chris
about.
Cornell?
No, the comedian, the actor, Robert Williams.
Robert Williams.
Yeah.
Well, they say that Chris Cornell, I don't know if it was a drug overdose specifically, but he committed suicide or it was some type of he
I can't say it.
hung himself or some shit.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, well, that was
That was long time.
long ass time ago. That was
Famous.
that was really heavy.
What if someone assassinated Trump? I wonder how.
Everybody,
Be praising that, yeah, be praising that.
But anyway, hey man, this marks a beautiful day. But it's also a great sign that we are in those end time prophecies. So that's what speaks to me, man.
Yeah, man. Kahalo Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Let's
get these last precepts out, man. We're gonna close.
Take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
She can't be. She can't be. All right, it's sarcasm. There ain't no ointment. There's no relief.
No stimulus package.
Nothing.
There's no DLC.
Right. Right.
Yeah, there's no alternate ending.
No.
There's no end credits.
Yeah.
You see some hope. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So last glimmer of hope.
No genie to give them three wishes.
Yep.
Yep.
This
is it. Like Michael Jackson said, this is it.
Yep.
This is Psalms 56 and 7.
This is it.
Shall they escape by iniquity, and thine anger cast down the people, O Yahweh?
Wow. That was a power. Read that again.
This is Psalms 56 and 7. Shall they escape by iniquity?
No. We read that earlier.
Yeah.
In Esdras.
And Amos, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword.
Exactly. They shall not escape. You read that earlier in Isaiah 13. They shall die because of their iniquities. They shall be punished.
Yep. Job 4 and 7.
Yep.
Whoever perished being innocent.
Yep. Second Esdras 8 and 50.
Yeah.
They shall many great measures because of your pride.
Yeah.
They're not going to escape.
And it's the anger of the Lord.
And that's an obvious no, because that was a question.
Right.
In thine anger cast down the people, O Yahweh.
It's the anger of the Lord. All right, being stirred up to cast down these people. That's why it's written about the Lord's indignation, which means righteous anger. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the Lord's anger yielding judgment, manifesting. So
this is 1 Peter 4 and 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh.
And the time is now, man. You see it. The word Kobe means house of God. You know, the number 8, he had represents glory.
Right.
You know, it's over, man. You know.
And if it first begin at us,
at Israel.
Yeah, look at what the Most High did outside of Kobe Bryant. Look at what the Lord did to the Venezuelans. The Lord did to the Haitians.
Exactly.
The Lord did to the Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
The Lord did to all these different lower islands in the Bahamas. He's been fucking up Israel for a minute.
Exactly. But they wasn't Kobe Bryant.
Right? Which just signifies that we're that much further in prophecy.
Exactly,
Go ahead.
man.
Go ahead.
And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh?
Right.
That explains itself. They're gonna be punished. They're gonna be.
All right, they'll be coming to us for the answers when it's too late. And like I said to Kent yesterday, the ones that are the elect, they're gonna get the word. The ones that aren't of the elect, they're gonna get cursed out and sent down the street.
Yep.
Because we warned you all this time that these calamities was gonna come against Esau, against Jacob, against the nations that were dwelling here and overseas also in Europe and Africa and Russia. We were warning you that Yahweh Shai is going to judge the world for their sins, and no one's exempt. Now we all have a target on our back. The only reason that we believe that we don't is because we have the mark that exempts us from the wrath of Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
All right. So the angels of death, the angels are always around us.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so we hope they're for our good.
That's Psalms 32 that we have the covering of Yahweh Shai. We have the blood of Yahweh Shai on us.
Right. It's a
The
spirit.
Passover, because he represents that sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
And if you know about the first Passover, we were commanded to take that blood and put it on the doorpost. So, Yahweh Shai being that sacrifice for us represents the fact that that angel of death is passing over us, Lord's will, we have that mercy.
Yeah, that's why we stay diligent. You know, stay diligent. And again, like I mentioned yesterday, it's a force that that's on you, affects your mind. It makes you want to do the work. You gotta pray for that spirit and keep it. You have reason? No. You got more, right?
Yeah, the righteous.
You got something? Yeah. All right, what do you have, Kamaspa?
I got a couple. Two.
All right, we need to read through them. Finish it up.
And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
They're gonna appear in the damn concentration camps, they're gonna be getting tortured. You know, they're using live test dummies.
Yeah, getting their insides.
You know, it'd be test dummies. I don't know if you've seen the movie Don't Be a Menace to Society with Young Juice in the Hood, when they had Marlon Wayans. They had a job for him, and he was a test dummy.
Yep. Yeah.
Put him in the damn car. He was instead of using a dummy with sensors in it, they just put his ass in the damn seat. You going for that damn trip? Take one to the wall. You know. Yeah, another one.
No, that's it.
Kamaspa?
God,
We're gonna come back over here.
I got one after he
all right,
You
this
say you have to close it.
I mean, I don't think so.
All right, so we just gonna go in the spirit there. So we'll come back, we'll come with him, and we'll end.
all right, this Sirach chapter
Let's see. Coin toss.
10 and 12. It says actually verse 13 says, "For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities."
Oh, strange calamities, yo.
"And overthrew them utterly."
Yeah, you don't usually hear about helicopter crashes, blowing up and then killing celebrities.
Eight people on top of it. 8 people.
9.
Goddamn Harrison Ford crashes the plane every day. He's still alive. I don't know if y'all know.
Yeah, you got stunt doubles driving fucking cars that they crash purposely.
They been trying to kill Harrison Ford.
Yeah, they're
trying to kill him. Trying, man. Well, you got to play the Star Wars again for the last time, so I guess he's ready to go.
You got individuals defying death every day.
Right. Yeah, waking up, we define death, man. Shit.
Yeah. You know, putting themselves in a position where they could die. No harness. They be walking on top of beams and buildings and stuff like that.
You trying to take Harrison Ford out, man?
Okay. This Amos chapter 6 and verse 8. It's 2. It says, "The Lord Yahweh hath sworn by himself, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, I abhor the excellency of Jacob and hate his palaces. Therefore will I deliver up the city with all that is therein."
Yeah, that's why Yahweh Shai loved the Christopher Columbus, beat the shit out of the Dominicans and the so-called Puerto Ricans, Ephraim and Shemaiwan and Apariam, and that's why he got out my asses from West Africa. And he beat the shit out of us. So it's a certain point when the Lord judges you. You run for a little while and then you get judged.
Yeah.
So we got released from hardcore bondage, slavery. Now we're going back to the point. We're going back to being punished again. So the prophets, the Lord gave us the Holy Spirit to warn Israel before that coming of that day.
Right.
So we warning them, we telling them that day of that destruction is going to come again. Just like the day in 1492, the day in the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, when we went into slavery in those damn cargo slave ships, and we got our back whipped, and we got our language and our culture beat out of us. So before Yahweh Shai allows Esau to bring the Lord's really bringing it, the time of Jacob's trouble. He warning you before that day comes. Right?
And you can't hide the wickedness from the Lord. It's like the scriptures say, the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So no matter what you think, you're going to be judged.
Exactly. We was probably prophesying before our captivity. And Jake refused to listen to us. Look what happened. Just like we hear today. And look what's about to happen. You know, but this time we're going to be saved from it. We're going to the elect. You know, and America's going to be destroyed. We're going to be delivered by Yahweh Shai, be the chariots, etc. You're going to inherit the kingdom, inherit the other nations as slaves.
And Kobe Bryant gonna be brought back in shame.
Hey, he's gonna be one of our kids. He's gonna be one of our kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
All right, come with the precept.
This is Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 7. When a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of the unjust man perish.
What the fuck? That was bad.
Slide, repeat.
When a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of
He had
the
nobody
unjust
now,
man.
man.
Yep.
He said a living dog is better than a dead lion.
Damn.
Or a dead, living dog is better than a dead lion.
That's why I say, Kobe was once known for his
Yeah,
athletic abilities,
Black
his
Mamba.
talents.
Yep.
Now he's just known for his death.
Yeah, exactly.
So that earlier show, that's the precept to back it up.
Rip.
Right. Yeah, he was born in Philadelphia and he was raised in Ardmore, which is another town right over from Philly. And Yahweh Shai obviously was not with Kobe Bryant because he never confessed the Lord's name at all. He didn't confess his name in the world. And then the Lord's elect confessed Yahweh Shai's name in the world.
Yo, it's like LeBron James. He passed Kobe, and the Lord's like, all right, that's it. You done here. Get ready, man. That's
Your record is through.
Your record is through. It's
it.
died.
I believe this
Damn.
brother here has the last precept.
Kathab record.
You follow?
Oh, you said you had something, right?
Yeah.
Who was yours first?
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 15. This the people saw and understood it not, even laid up they up this in their minds, that his grace and mercy is with his saints, and that he have respect unto his chosen. Thus the righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly, which are living, and the youth that is soon perfected in many years and old age of the unrighteous. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what the Most High and his counsel have decreed of him, and to what end the Lord hath set him in safety.
Yeah, because they don't understand, like when we die, they don't understand the prophecies, they don't understand what's coming. And even when we tell it to them, it's like falling on deaf ears. So they don't, like the scripture says, none of the wicked shall understand. Whether they Israelites or Edomites, or should I say Edomites or Israelites, they ain't gonna understand. But
they shall see him and despise him, the prophets, but the Most High shall laugh them to scorn, and they shall hereafter be a bowed carcass and a reproach among the dead forevermore.
right, so their end is going to be destruction. Like Yahweh Shai said, wherever the dead body is, there will the eagles be gathered. You know, the seraphim, the chariots.
For he shall rend them and cast them headlong, that they shall be speechless. He shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste.
Right, because when the seraphims return, they're going to come in power. And Yahweh Shai is going to give his elect power. And it's going to trump their authority and their power. And I can believe the call cops will pull a weapon out or recite a law. Well, you know, Delaware, New York, those are ID states. They ain't gonna be able to stop us and ask for ID. You gotta identify yourself. All right? And they're not gonna be able to pull you over when the Lord gives us power and ask for, for license, registration, proof of insurance. They ain't gonna be able to have the power to do that. Or think you got a gun and start shooting the fucking car up. They ain't gonna have any power to do that or fire you from a job. All right? Because they're gonna be the sacrifice. All right? They're gonna ones that are gonna be subject to death, being put to death.
And being sorrow, and their memorial shall perish.
Right, because like the scripture said, it's gonna be like a dream when we get to the kingdom. This kingdom here in America is gonna be like a dream. Their rulership is gonna be like a dream, like a bad nightmare. All right, it's gonna fade away. All right?
And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquity shall convince them to their face.
Yahweh Shai is going to make them
Guilty.
ingrain in their mind that they fucked up and that they were wrong and that we were right.
Yeah,
It's going to be pounded in
oh
their
my
head.
God, I can't wait, man.
And it's going to start. We're starting now, but when those ships come and we see their power, then they're going to start to consider that they fucked up, and that we the ones that actually had the truth. And we're the prophets of Yahweh Shai that Yahweh Shai raised up with His Holy Spirit. It's 2 Ezra 2 and 68. 2 Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. All right. So look, you got Israelites that are literally idolaters, okay, and that they're complacent. They're not watching, as we went over earlier. They don't have the spirit and the time to watch. All right, so they're gonna get caught up, like your brother said, in those camps. They're gonna get caught up in those race riots, in those pestilences, and famines. And they shall consent unto them, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. So there's going to be a great slaughter, a great destruction in the camp of Israel. All right. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. All right, those are Israelites.
Yeah,
they're going to have a separation between the elect and the 2/3.
Yeah, like when he saw besieged Jerusalem, 78 days. It's gonna happen a lot worse than that. These Edomites are gonna come in like a flood and persecute Israel, lock them up and slaughter them and shoot them down, steal them away from their houses, throw them in concentration camps, and like brothers already said, torturing them until their death. And for whatever Israelites that are still part of the 2/3 that even get through that, they're gonna die through thermonuclear destruction.
Is 2 Ezra 16:71. They shall be like mad men, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh Yahushai. For they shall waste for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Yeah, because the RFID microchip, you're going to have to take the chip to be able to pay your rent, your car note, to do normal everyday transactions. All right. And if like a cop is shot or a bomb goes off, they're going to have to, get everybody out their house, ID everybody, search your home, make sure you're not a terrorist. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out their houses. Yeah, because when you're under investigation and they confiscate your property, you don't get a lot of your property back. Sometimes they keep things for evidence. You got to fight and sue them to get your property back. All right. Then shall they be known. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold is tried, because the elect among us that go through that, then get cast out of their houses, getting thrown in these camps, overcome the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, which is the badge of ownership. The elect are going to overcome all that. Then it's going to be known who am I chosen. All right. Hear, O ye, my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So the elect are going to be delivered from those said calamities. All right. But be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the power is your guide. So we're being guided by the Holy Spirit. We're being guided by being diligent. All right. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord, power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. It is left undressed and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. So if you don't take heed to first the law of faith, and then building upon that faith, keeping the commandments, understanding how important it is, all right, and fearing Yahweh Yahushai, you're going to be burnt. That's literally what it said. You're going to be burnt up, you're going to be cast into the fire. All right. Yeah, precept.
Yeah, quick one. This one was going in the martial law before, but I'm gonna wait on it. I use this other one. This Ecclesiasticus chapter 5 and 8. It says, "Set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity." And as we were going into, Kobe Bryant and many of these different superstars, they have to, of course, do a lot of different sacrificing and it's really compromising their integrity in order to maintain that status, social status within the society. And of course, the Lord ain't happy with it, so the Lord, of course, bring forth his judgment. He let that iniquity build up, and then it's time. It's time for you to get it, That's it.
Gone. So hey, we hope brothers that were watching, a few sisters out there, and really the Lord's hopeful elect were edified through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Of course, we want to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rechakadash. Of course, giving double honors unto our apostles and our elders, who are the true men of the nation of Israel, who taught us this truth, man.
Yep.
All right, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and gave us an opportunity to grow and branch out according to their good and positive example. And shalom to the Lord's elect. Wa abad babal. Shalom.
Shalom.